Their Discord now.
I know.
Okay.
I talked to him, and it wasn't weird. It was just weird talking to someone who I'd never talked to before.
Yeah,
Who knows,
I was
like,
very
all
He
about
curious
like
to
knew
do that.
about us.
Wait, so
What?
did you just direct message him? Because
He DM'd me saying he
Oh.
would be in the general chat, and so
Yeah.
I said hi, and I went on the general chat, and we talked.
Your
He's a cool
video's
guy.
fucked up for us again. Not for Twitch, but just for us.
Twitch is
Okay.
not. It's not fucked up for me.
I mean Discord.
I
Oh, wait.
can't. So,
Oh, Matt's not moving. Yeah.
Whatever. Oh, so Justin is here. He's Phaser in the chat room.
yeah, you
gonna say
guys
hi.
might just have to look at my frozen face, because if I try to disable and re-enable my camera while I have OBS open, I think OBS will grab. You know what? Let's try. It's early enough that we can.
Yeah.
Fix
Let's
it if
do
it
it, and then
breaks.
I can get levels. And we can get started.
Okay, that worked. Cool.
Here's Matt.
Let's see. It didn't break. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's gonna happen again.
Yeah,
Well, just let me know. I wonder why it would.
That
be
doesn't
doing that.
matter.
whatever. We'll deal.
We'll
It's
deal. We'll
going
deal
to
as we
stream,
go.
So you're fine.
All right, I'm gonna turn off the Discord audio so I can listen to Twitch only. We'll get levels. Oh, all right. I gotta find the Twitch Open Volume Mixer.
Reason wants to charge me $130 to upgrade. What the fuck is that about?
Thanks. For
I don't even know what reason is.
I don't
Alright.
even know the reason I would upgrade.
All right,
Fuck.
all right. This is John talking, and then we're gonna do Matt, and then Spanky, and then TJ.
You said we're gonna do Matt.
I don't have anything to say, I guess.
Fuck us all. I think we're here.
Okay, I think it all sounds pretty good. Levels aren't bad.
Nice.
Hi, listener. How do I? Oh, I gotta switch back.
Yep. Get the,
Open Volume Mixer Discord.
see, I have the Xbox
What
on,
else did I
so
play?
that's how I'm watching us.
You're watching us on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or at least
Okay.
That's how I do the chat.
You should
It's
just
an endless
My messy
loop.
room.
you should plug
whole
in
messy
like all of the devices and watch us so that we get like extra viewers.
Yeah, but they're in the other room now.
Oh damn.
Also, here's my fan.
OnlyFans.
Only fans.
TJ fans.
I should make an OnlyFans and just do pictures of that.
You should buy the URL tjfans.com.
All right.
Oh hey, thanks for the sub, John.
I didn't realize it was
Thank
gonna do
you.
that. I wish I
Wow,
wouldn't
2
have
months subiversary.
I wish I wouldn't have wasted that.
What's is it?
I can start streaming once I-
World.
I do like Matt's custom emotes are all garbage.
What's wrong with my custom
okay.
emotes? They're my face.
It's just your face.
Yeah.
3 different ways. It's not anything exciting.
I
only
know.
have one of them.
I don't have anything yet.
Cool.
Look,
All right.
See, mine's better than Matt's.
John, you're supposed to
Exactly.
do these as like inside jokes of the channel, and nobody
Yeah.
watches my fucking channel.
And also,
Oh,
you're
yeah?
not funny, so there's no inside jokes.
Exactly. My face is the only joke.
You've got your WoW streams. Don't you have?
Yeah,
like,
don't you have your WoW streams?
Shadow Priest is the joke.
It's cooled down a lot. Probably once AQ comes out, I'll get a big boost as
Big old
like
boofer.
people are trying to learn how to clear that.
Dude, I love a big old boofer.
Yeah, give me that boofs. Give me them boofs.
You like a big old bussy.
Pinky with the top bands today. Shadow Priest is the joke.
Hey, I got my farming mage all the way up to a good place now, so I got
I
money.
saw that you're like level like 55 or something like now or around there.
Oh, man,
Yeah, so like
that's quite
52 or
good.
something. And I could do so. There's this like graveyard, ZF graveyard farm where I get 9-ish gold per reset. Doesn't take that long. So that's a long way of saying I have money now, and I'm going full
right, send it
try
to me.
hard for the raids.
Let's rephrase that. Not real life money. WoW money. Which,
Is there a difference?
Yes.
I don't
Can
know.
you buy real life goods and services with WoW money?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about companionship?
No.
Yes. You could
can't-
get
can't
like
buy
a
real
WoW
money.
subscription and then trade that for companionship.
You could
No,
trade.
I
Yeah.
I'm
You
talking
can't
about
buy
sex
WoW
workers.
money.
Yeah,
I'm talking about sex workers.
It just like it depends on the deal that you work out
Talking
with
about
your
the
provider.
sexnumber.org.
Sex
All
work
right.
for WoW Gold.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get started because we got a lot to get through, and Spanky is gonna probably pass out.
Okay, I have to get 5 more
He's
drinks.
drunk already.
That's what I'm
I've
saying.
been drunk since like 11:30 today.
That's why you got through all of season 1.
No, I'm only on episode
You were
16.
We're
16
supposed to
out.
watch 5 a week.
There's 5 in 15.
That's true. It's a denominator or whatever.
Yeah, it's
Least common factors.
yeah, it's a calf.
I got some new shorts so you guys
Please
can't see
count
my
all of
pussy
them.
when I stand up.
Least common factor. Everything is 1.
I can't.
Pussy.
All right, guys, we ready to start?
Yeah.
I wish I was.
Oh, Chinese food burp.
Corona burp.
Yeah. Are you guys ready?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait, let me move my camera over more so I'm a little bit more centered.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Welcome. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the front door.
Is there music on right now, Matt?
No.
Turn the music off. Turn the
I
royal.
didn't turn
the
any music
copyrighted
on. There
music
was no
off.
music on this whole fucking time because you wouldn't quit bitching about it. Hi, everyone.
Welcome. God. Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 393. I'm your laid back and not in any way angry co-host, John Danger, joined by my co-hosts.
Matt Haig, who is currently adjusting the lower bar to show that we've lost a follower.
All right.
TJ May with a perpetual stutter today.
And I'm Spanky, as always, your perpetual guest host.
No, you're just a guest now. I'm
More like
downgrading
our-
you.
guest host. I'm
more
just
like
a
our-
guest.
Pass.
I'm downgrading you.
I'm like the chat moderator.
Yeah.
That's right.
No,
I
that's
just
actually a
joined
bot.
So that you get the only reason I join is so you get like the 4 squares.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. You're here just so that we can.
It
we
looks
can have
so much better.
That's magical. If we ever had 5, though, it would be very difficult to do.
Yeah.
I don't even
Well,
know how it
hopefully
arranges
now
when you do
with the
5.
new layout, I'm hoping it would just do 5 like evenly sized things instead of having the middle one be giant like last time we
Yeah.
tried to do that.
You know, we could also try recording a podcast over a different and better video application.
Are there that?
Well,
what?
there's Zoom.
You
No,
fucking-
Zoom sucks. Let
you
me
fucking
host
Zoomer.
the Jitsi server. Let
Or
me
s-
host the Jitsi server, and we can do it on
Oh,
my.
a gypsy
Oh,
server? You're not allowed to say that.
whoa.
Come on.
It's a Roma
No.
server. Come on.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it's a Roman server. No.
I think it's actually Romani. I think the language is Roma.
God.
Or maybe that's backwards.
No,
I shouldn't.
Roma-
I think
I
Romani.
don't know.
I was actually thinking about this earlier, and I didn't look up the answer, but I think Romania is like
Oh, Matt.
Romania.
No, I think Romani
People fr-
is the name of the girl in Majora's Mask who she's the same girl as Malin. from
Okay,
Ocarina
I have
of
an
Time
answer.
at the farm.
Romani is the correct term, but Roma is a colloquially known version that I
Got
don't
it.
think is
Okay.
How
offensive.
come no one could ever say colloquially? Because I know I can't.
Because it's a fucking stupid word.
Cloaca. I did it. Are
Cloaca.
you happy?
Colloquially. I don't know, TJ. I thought I did a pretty good job of saying that fucking weird word.
Coagulated.
Okay, so Spanky, you're going to set up a gypsy server? What's up?
Whoa,
Okay,
John,
so-
come on.
There is an application. It's an open source application. It is called Jitsi, Jitsi.
Somehow that sounds
and-
more racist.
Yeah, it really does, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think JIT might stand for just in time. I don't know. I can self-host it on the same web host that brings you the magical redirects such as HemsworthFeet.world and
So wait, this is
Uh-huh.
it's called Jizzy?
JITSI.
Jizzy is a different website.
I wonder if it's available.
Spanky, is your aversion to using anything that isn't open source mean that we constantly will have terrible software that we're using?
Yeah, that's pretty much my life, dude.
Like I appreciate people that are like way into Linux and stuff, and it's like that's cool, but like also like I want to just be able to do stuff normally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and not
and
spend
that's why-
time on it.
and that's why Microsoft gets to make government deals to kill children in the Middle East.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what? I don't know if
Exactly.
Microsoft's
That's
killing the
exactly what
No,
I
they
think
did
about.
facilitating the child killing.
They literally got the contract for Jedi.
And
Like that
that's
is
the movie.
that is what. No,
They
that's
killed
what,
the younglings.
Oh my god! I think it might have been
Anakin.
IBM or something. Hold on.
All right, somebody tell me what Jedi is and why I should feel terrible about it.
Okay.
Okay, Jedi,
so the Jedi
is a $10 billion military contract that Microsoft just got. And it's basically all of the IT infrastructure for the way that they do like drone strikes on hospitals and shit.
I don't
So
think
Jedi-
that's like in the description.
The Jedi are leaders and peacekeepers in the Star Wars universe. The Jedi Order is an ancient monastic, academic, meritocratic, and quasi-militaristic organization.
Yeah, in my view, the Jedi
Okay, let me just
are
phrase
evil.
it this way. Let me put it this way. What would you be okay with that the U.S. military would spend $10 billion on that is also a realistic thing that they would want to spend $10 billion on?
This.
Space.
Dr.
Oh yeah,
Pepper and cream soda.
yeah, yeah.
What kind of fucking heretic is that?
It's lovely.
Dude,
I've got
that needs some bourbon or something. That would be like a great bourbon mixer.
It's the cream soda part. The vanilla is got a. Oh, sorry, just needed that. It's a nice smooth finish on this.
I'll tell you, you know what the nice thing about the Jedi contract that I'm reading here now, the Joint Enterprise Defense Infrastructure, is that all of these fucking giant companies like Amazon and Oracle and Google and Microsoft are fighting over it so much that the system was scheduled to go live, but then Amazon sued them, so now it's not working. So these companies fighting over each other are hampering this initiative to do drone strikes because they want that sweet
Now,
government
is it a
contract money.
stated part of the plan that this is specifically for drone striking orphanages and hospitals?
I mean, does the U.S. military do anything
Whoa,
else?
whoa. Those aren't orphanages and hospitals. Those are terrorist training sites.
Yeah, well,
what they're
yeah.
labeled
What you
as.
do is you attack them with a missile, and then suddenly that starts off their terrorist training.
Guys, I have coworkers who are ex-military, and if they ever figure out I've done this podcast, they're gonna fucking kill me.
You know what one of my
With
favorite
the drone
memes
strike.
going around right now is like people posting pictures of like buff army bros and Twitter, and then just saying that they're fucking their wife. It was a tweet. TJ almost got a spit take out of that, but no, it's like a weird Twitter meme because some guy posted on Facebook or some nonsense about how like, oh, this guy might be cool, but I'm back home fucking his wife, and the guy's like, have some respect. That man's whatever, and he's just like, yeah, I respect the fact that he's choosing to be somewhere else so that I can fuck his wife. It's just, and then, like the guy's like, what are you? And you know, he's just obviously fucking trolling this guy who's
Yeah.
just amped up for some reason.
On account of all the roids.
So that's become a meme of like you're disrespecting a future U.S. Army soldier. You know,
I love that vine.
that's a good vine. It's a
John, good news.
what?
There's a diet variety too.
Oh, yeah.
Cream soda, Dr. Pepper X cream soda.
Yes.
That's
It's like
an
Persona
ampersand,
3,
not an X.
or wait,
Does
what
the
was
X
it?
give it to you?
Persona X Fire Emblem dancing? Whatever
No,
that
no, no,
was
no,
name?
no.
No.
That is an ampersand. If it was an X, it would be an anime music video.
Okay, that's true.
But
But there's that Damon X Machina game that came out on the Switch.
yes, there
Yeah.
is. I haven't played it. I'm not big into mech shit.
Did you say Damon
Wow.
Ex Machina?
Well, mechs don't shit. They're robots.
They do. They actually
Well, how's
poop
the
out little
waste?
like compressed, like when you smash a car into a cube, it's like that.
I thought you were gonna know. You know when you shit out metal.
Oh yeah,
Anyone else do that?
yeah. Well, see, the
just-
problem
I
is you can't eat metal, so you just, you
Oh,
shove it up.
you can eat metal.
Yes, you can. You can eat magnets.
You can eat coins.
Oh, yeah.
Watch me eat this coin right now.
I'm gonna go eat one of those cow magnets
I don't
that
have any
like
coins.
is meant to
Just
catch
don't
all
eat
of the
two.
nails and shit that they eat.
Here, I'm gonna eat this
Just
penny
don't
right
eat
now.
two.
Watch.
Oh my God! John,
Wow.
anything on on
I heard
Twitch.
with all of the shutdowns, a lot of magicians are moving to live streaming platforms, but I didn't believe it
Yep.
until just now.
Guys, I was just wondering, how bad do we have to lie before Twitch shuts down the stream?
Well, it was interesting. Somebody brought up that just speaking of it, just to pop a little quick Rona update in there. But like YouTube is like heavily demonetizing any like Rona related video, basically.
Yes.
And like, so but you have like these channels that are basically going to be like, well, we can't really talk about what's happening.
Yeah.
You can't even reference it offhand, or we'll get demonetized.
You know how the Game
know.
Grumps got around it.
Yeah, they call it the Backstreet Boys reunion tour,
Yes.
and that's what's causing everyone to be stuck inside.
So this is just like they can't police whether it's good information or not. So they're
Yeah,
just like,
yep.
fuck it, shut it all down.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it's YouTube and Google yet again. Rather than using smart technology, they just put a fucking like giant hammer to everything, like they do with copyright infringement and things. They're just
Yeah.
like, well, we could make it more nuanced and make more sense and be more.
But that would
legally
cost money,
defensible.
John.
That would cost
Yeah.
time and money. So let's just make it so anyone can copyright claim anything, even if they don't actually have the copyright to it.
Man,
then we'll just throw it
capitalism
out.
is fucking bad. Am I right, comrades?
I
Duh.
can't say-
I
can't
look.
say that.
I've
No.
been watching this Chernobyl series, and I can't find anything wrong with the Soviet system. It just seems flawless.
I will say though that the issue with Russia's problems is not really a communist problem as much as it is a dictatorship problem that they had,
Fair enough.
where no
Right.
one would go against the ruling party for fear of retribution. Although
And it
that's
was
what
also a lot of like
communism's trash.
collective
Socialism's
punishment,
not
kind of.
trash.
You
No,
want to cover up
communism
mistakes
is-
if you're all going to get punished for it, and then stuff doesn't get fixed, and blah blah blah.
The only reason why communism sucks is because people suck, and so
Yeah.
they'll ruin it.
No, but that's
People
whenever the
wouldn't
people.
suck a lot enough to go
That's
bad.
why you just get the good people in charge. That way they can
Okay.
murder and kill all the bad people who are dissenting.
Wasn't that what they did in Cambodia? Khmer Rouge or whatever. They killed all the old people and spared all the children and re-educated them.
The worst part about
where
communism
was
is the douchey bros and Che Guevara t-shirts.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Cambodia. I was right. I don't know what I'm
So,
talking about.
You
You
guys,
guys
were talking
remember
about
Coney
eating metal.
2012? Yes, go ahead. Metal eating.
Now,
Let's
I
talk
have-
more
I
about
guess
the
what-
mass
what I used
genocide
to
in
call it-
Cambodia.
Is
I
Coney
have
running
always
this
said-
year?
I'm listening, TJ.
okay.
TJ, go ahead. We're done.
Back in high school, I used to do something all the time that would freak everyone out. I haven't done it in years.
Go see your
Probably be
butthole.
harder because
Check this out, dudes.
Whoa, freaky!
I haven't done this in years. But I used to bite a hole in a tin can. Or in
Okay.
a soda can.
Yeah.
So I've got an empty Code Red can. I don't know if I could do it with the way my teeth are currently.
Yeah.
Like missing
Hey,
one.
TJ, why do you have teeth problems?
I don't know.
Nothing to do with all that soda.
No.
And eating of the metal.
Job as a soda sommelier is not.
Yeah,
part
right
of
after you drink the entire soda, so your enamel is weak from all the fucking acid and sugar. Go ahead and bite right into something you can't physically chew.
Got it.
This is hurting me.
TJ is
Yeah.
biting a can and
Do
trying
it.
to rip the
Do
metal out
it.
of his teeth.
This is hurting my feelings.
TJ, do you still have dental coverage?
I'm unsubscribing to this podcast.
Then stop.
I can't do it. I can't tear it.
Oh no!
Ah.
Down goes TJ.
Also, I was too I was too nervous because every time I used to do that, it would leave sharp points in the can. And I'm worried it would cut my
Yeah,
lips.
metal does that.
Yeah.
You know what's fucked up? I was shaving like a few days ago, and my regular
Where?
razor ran out of my butthole. My regular razor ran out of battery, so I was using just a hair trimmer that I have, and I ended up like nicking the corners of my mouth.
Oh.
And then after that, I ate like just a shitload of tortilla chips. And that like salt in the wounds fucked up the corners of my mouth so much that it's like still messed up. It's taking
my
several
God.
days to heal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does anyone else's teeth feel weak right now?
No.
Hey, I got a question.
TJ, you should bite into a full can next time.
Did anyone do the food challenge?
No.
No,
I was going
I have-
to, but then I
I
went
have
to
this week.
McDonald's and then I got diarrhea anyway. So
So, just to recap, we did the McDonald's McMiracle rice a couple episodes ago.
Yep.
And everyone tried it except for TJ because he doesn't have a rice cooker.
I didn't
He's
try
the
it.
one that oh yeah, Matt is
it was
also
just
a
you and
weakling.
Spanky.
So Spanky and I tried it and it was great. Not really, but it was okay. It was weird. Made my house smell like McDonald's, so it was a win, I guess. But TJ had suggested we should do the Chalupa Box Challenge. I don't even know if Taco Bell's still doing the Chalupa Box, though.
I thought that was their core $5 box, though.
I don't know.
They were
You're the
doing it
Taco
on
Bell
Mother's Day. I know they were doing it on Mother's Day because I stopped at a
Well,
T-Bell on my way.
I'm on the
home
Taco
and got
Bell
one.
website. They have the $5 Chalupa Cravings Box. So let's
Uh-huh.
go back into this. It is a chalupa, a hard shell taco, and a beefy 5-layer or some sort of burrito. And cinnamon twists and a Baja Blast. And the idea was we were going to put rice, water in a rice cooker, and then put all these things on top of it and rice cook it and then eat it.
Yeah.
Like we did with the McDonald's. I'm still up for that.
I am too.
So-
So I'm not going to use the soda, and I might not use the cinnamon twist. I don't know. But
I'm
what
definitely not using the cinnamon twists, but I will not use solely the soda because it's going to be way too sweet. I didn't like
Yeah.
the way the rice turned out. I will use some though.
I am
I
going to
will
put
put-
some
I-
Diablo
okay.
sauce
I will
in there too.
And to
I'm
get
going
the
to put the fire sauce into the Baja Blast and use
Ooh.
only that.
ooh, that could be good because then you got the spicy and the sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how traditional Mexican food is made.
I'm going. If we can wait one extra week, because I'm done with my job in 6 days.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
If we can wait one extra week, I will do a stovetop version of this.
A
Because I don't have a rice
stovetop
cooker.
version.
Ooh, fancy.
I
Yeah.
guess that would work the same.
Well,
All right.
well, I mean, because the same idea. I'm still going to be cooking rice. I'll probably
Yeah,
have to do like a long cooked version, not like a minute rice.
Yep. We'll plan on talking about that in 2 weeks. I might do it sooner and then just not talk about it until then.
Yeah.
But,
Make sure you
Okay.
document it with photos though, so we can share them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What I'm planning
you don't
on
have-
doing is just,
Ooh.
I'm assuming it's going to just turn into mush. And then I'm going to take
Ooh,
some of
speaking
that
photos.
and roll it up into another tortilla. And it'll be tortilla burrito
Right,
section.
TJ's eyes lit up at photos. What's up, TJ?
I need to put something in our Discord.
Oh god.
Oh, God.
The
I,
photos
I
of
made
your-
myself a frozen pizza yesterday,
Ah.
and one of my other Discord servers I'm in, not only, they find reasons to have divisions and jokingly fight over things, and I have the one particular
Set of skills.
particular food set of skills that disgusts everybody else. And I've
Okay.
mentioned on the podcast before, it's applesauce on pizza.
I
um,
don't like that.
It's
I'm okay with
not-
that.
I'm intrigued.
Okay, you
I
don't
like
put
applesauce on pork
the
chops.
pizza and cook it.
I've had
Oh,
pears on
You
pizza.
cook it and you put cold applesauce on it to eat it.
Okay,
I've had pears
okay,
on
yeah.
pizza before, and that reminds me of that.
That makes
I
sense.
wonder if putting applesauce on it.
My
that
main
sounds
worry was that you put it on before you cook it, and then it would turn all like weird and rubbery.
That's what he's saying he's doing.
No.
No, he's saying
I
It's after
cold,
it's cooked.
cold
the
applesauce
pizza.
as like a
Put the
condiment.
cold applesauce on afterwards.
No, I thought you said you put applesauce on before you cooked it.
No, it's after you cook.
Oh, okay.
So,
After you-
guys, I worked at a Pizza Inn, and one of the Pizza
pizza
Inn,
what?
a Pizza Inn. I don't know if they have them in Wisconsin.
It's-
They're
It's like
in
a
this-
hotel
actually,
and pizza place.
Actually, I'm pretty sure they don't because I think Springfield is the furthest north, but they're like in Texas and Arkansas and Missouri. But I worked at a Pizza Inn when I was in high school and in college, and they had dessert pizzas.
I like a dessert pizza.
They were called pizzerts. So
Nope.
shout out to Pizza Inn for naming their dessert pizzas pizzerts and then copywriting it.
That sounds like a fort.
I know. So one of the things that we did, there was an apple one, and we used apple pie filling and applesauce. Put it into like a thin, unseasoned crust, and covered it in streusel, and then put it in the oven for half as long as we'd normally cook a pizza, and then cover it in like cinnamon or in like glaze.
Dude.
I don't know if they still make that, the apple one, but it was like a dessert apple pie filling pizza.
Well, they have the cherry dessert.
Yeah,
Hell
that
yeah.
one's a good one.
I don't know if you can
We had
see
a
my screen.
restaurant like that in Wanakee that had, like, I think it was Pizza Pit or something, but they had a lunchtime buffet with a bunch of dessert pizzas at the end that were all fucking delicious.
The chocolate chip dessert is the best thing in the world because the way that people would always ask for it is like, just don't really cook it. Like, put it in the oven so
Yeah, it's
the
like
crust
cookie
gets
dough.
like a little hard, but don't even cook it because they just wanted it to be basically
Dude,
bad.
they have a thing called a Bavarian cream dessert.
Oh,
it's
man.
not
Is
that great.
basically just a regional CC's.
I mean,
Pizza?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about CC's.
it looks CC's-esque.
CC's
Yeah.
is a buffet, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 This is like they do delivery and
It
stuff.
looks good, but then again, on the photos, you know.
Will they deliver to
Yeah.
Wisconsin?
No.
Let's see where the nearest dessert.
So,
location
have
is.
you guys? Yeah, I knew it was. A
Well, we'd have to
Well,
go
that's what I
to.
was saying. The furthest north Pizza Inn, I think, out of all of them.
Thank you. What's your address? Where's the?
Go to the left. Go to the left.
What's the last four of your social
I
security
actually
number?
don't. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fair.
Yeah, that's where I was from.
Okay. Let's.
Enhance.
All right, let's go look.
Enhance. Oh, you guys are gonna go around my fucking hometown. Oh
We were on my
no!
hometown on an episode.
Hold on. Okay. Let me get my bearings here. I love the redneck vehicles are in this shit. Oh
It's
my
the-
god,
it's the
where are
local
we
flavor.
at? Oh
You
my
know-
god.
This
It's a
looks
giant-
exactly like what I pictured when you described where you were from.
Hold on. I don't know where the. Okay, wait. Is
Uh-huh.
that okay? That's okay. No, go back to your right and go down the road that you're currently on.
Okay, here we go.
Yes. Just click a few times down there and it'll be on your right.
Oh, but look at this. We got the 63 trading post.
Oh, a pawn shop.
A pawn shop. Fucking
I've never been in there. There's a liquor store on your right.
I see it. Yeah,
Dude,
There's
I
two
would
more
have
down
so
the
much
road.
fun at a place like this for like a day.
Yeah.
There's 2 more down the road, but yeah. Oh, on the left, if you do like one more click, no, that's nothing. But there's a garage, but then there's the country cottage, which is the only restaurant in the town.
Oh yeah, that's right here.
Yeah, look at that shit.
Country cat. Good old fashioned home cooking.
I was really hoping it was going to be spelled with K's.
My
Fucking
Did you
look
get
at all
waffles
this guy's
there?
got a fucking Bronco. Look at all these
Yeah, dude.
fucking shitty ass trucks.
This
I know
looks
who owns
like
that red Jeep.
this looks like whenever we do
and a
a,
PT Cruiser.
a family holiday on my dad's side and all the farmers would show up. This is exactly what the yard would look like. Just fucking all these
I see it.
SUVs and trucks.
By the way, I see it up here. So, oh
Well,
god,
look at that quality.
Google, come on.
Hey, should
Oh.
we use the high-res camera for this? No,
It's
fuck it.
in
There it is.
Hey!
That's where I worked as
a team.
as a teenager.
Now, do they rent rooms by the night or
Look at
the
that
hour?
guy. He was mudding.
This is hilarious for a
Oh,
podcast.
okay, Steve. Yeah, where nobody can see anything.
Well, hey, that's why you got to show up to the live stream on
No,
Hemsworth
if you're
Feet
gonna do
World.
it this way for the audio listeners, this is where you start looking at all the few business establishments in town and start reading the reviews.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna like hit.
There's my Dairy Queen.
do some real Gus,
That is-
whatever his name is, stuff.
That's a really good thing. All right, so here's Pizza Inn. I gotta take a.
Can you find the Google
I gotta
reviews
take
for
a
Pizza
screenshot
Inn?
of this here.
I like how it's blurring out one of the Pizza Inn signs because it thinks it's a license plate.
Yeah, yeah, that's Google just figuring it out for itself.
Google, always
all right,
flawless.
Let me turn my camera back on. Sorry. Let me go to Google. I want to see if anyone remembers Spanky on Google. Pizza Inn. Or
Oh
no.
shit!
Let's read some reviews here. Okay, it's 4 stars, 96 reviews.
Okay, but the last time I worked in there was in 2013. So
I mean, Google's
how old
been
are these
around.
reviews? Yeah, but how old are these reviews?
I'm gonna look.
Pizza Inn
Oh, shit.
buffet.
Is it a? Oh, it is a buffet.
Yep.
All right, let's
On
find that
Tuesdays-
1 star.
I need to. How do I read the reviews? It is a beautiful park. My first time to visit. Someone reviewed with 4 stars, and it's clearly not the Pizza Inn that they reviewed. So that's good. Oh yeah.
2 stars, slow service. Pizza bar was only about 30% full. We ordered fresh from the menu, which must not be common as it took forever for the server to show up.
Hey guys,
It's a small town.
Oh,
here's my old grandpa eating some pizza.
I'm so sick of these goddamn Instagram influencers taking
This
selfies
was
with their
your
food.
fucking. This was okay. So here's the pizza. Okay, there's the chocolate chip pizza, which looks amazing.
Yes.
Here's what the pizza looks like. That looks really good, actually. It looks like a photo.
Yeah.
Here's the bar. And look at them. There's your people, Spanky. Here's some children.
Your people.
They took a Here's someone just put a review of a park that's nearby.
That is the 7th largest single spring in the world or in the U.S. or some shit like that.
Cool.
Cool.
It's
I mean,
not act-
at
it's
7th
honestly-
largest, is that still even worth noting?
Here's
All
some
I-
old,
the only
here's
reason
an
I
old
know is
man.
There's like this. I don't know if you guys have this shit in any of your parks or anything, but there's. Oh my god! I think I know that guy. His name is DJ.
I found one. This is a
T-Williams.
1-star review from James Bauer. Food was hard and tasteless. Wouldn't feed it to a starving dog.
James Bowers.
Hard and tasteless. What year was that from? Was that from when Spanky was in charge?
Whenever I went to the reviews
11
and it
months
only
ago.
went back to like 3 years ago. Yeah, it only went back to 3 years ago, and I haven't even lived in there in 5 years.
That's what you say.
William McCutcheon called in for a delivery and guessed the don't offer or you just don't have a driver. 1 star.
It's not even the same like owners anymore. Like
Late night pizza, only customers. Worst pizza I've ever got at a restaurant. Frozen pizza would have been better and quicker. So go to Pizza Inn.
Go to Pizza Inn.
You
My
have to
name
use our
tag.
promo code BITE PIZZA, BITEPIZZA, and
All
you
right,
just shout
guys.
it at the cashier, and they'll give
Just
you a
across the
50% off.
street, you remember I saw a Casey's.
Yes.
So we have NOTW Dusty Shotgun is the name of this YouTube or this Google. He's got 1 review, and he has reviewed the Casey's saying, "Need to learn how to hang phones up. Keep getting dial toned every time I call for anything." Who the fuck is calling a gas station?
Oh my god, you guys know what NOTW stands for?
I don't know, like men going their own way, but
No,
different.
it's not of this world. It's a Christian lifestyle clothing company dedicated to proclaiming Christ.
So it's like everything has crosses on
Can
it
you
or
imagine
something?
being so into tacky Christian clothing that you have like the acronym of one of your favorite Christian clothing companies in your Google account name?
Jason Sanders, 1 star, 7 months ago. In-store experience, par. Usually understaffed, although employees are professional. But no local delivery. I mean, come on, you're 24/7 in a small town, and I know you can afford delivery based off solid facts.
Solid facts.
Solid facts. Michael King, 1 star. Tried to call in and order a pizza, but the staff was short with us when we asked questions about the menu.
Okay, if you're gonna read these rednecks comments,
You guys got a pizza with pepperoni on it? It's like, we have fucking 20 people in this gas station.
if you're gonna read reviews from my town, you either gotta let me do it or you gotta do it in a more redneck voice, because you don't. Someone isn't being short with you; they're being short with you.
I'm being short with you.
You gotta, like, when someone's being short with you, they're not taking your time.
Jason S., which is probably not related to the previous Jason Sanders, who also reviewed earlier 4 years ago. Amazing. The laziness of the human race in general. Cashiers are great, but everyone else, wow, what else can I say? Customers park in the front door because they don't want to walk. He's blaming the Caseys for this. Don't want food service people taking their dear sweet time and only doing the bare minimum.
I also want to point out really quick.
What's a good store to begin with? But over the years, not so much.
I want to point out that when he says people are parking in front of the door, that is where the gas pump is.
Yeah.
It is a gas station. They park there to get gas and then go in to pay and get pizza.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we can solve this easily. I just need to get the little man here. Oh, fuck. God damn it. How do I get the little man in Google?
Don't ask me. I don't use Alphabet Incorporated software.
It's down at the lower right.
There's nothing there. All I got's a little plus and minus.
Are you on the Google reviews or maps.google.com?
I'm not on maps.google.com. Even though they look identical.
Mm.
I put the picture of my slices of pizza in our Discord.
So this is a review for Salem Mart 1150. Stopped to use the bathroom and get a snack while traveling through the area. Would have rather used the outhouse. Wow, it was rank. About the worst public restroom I've ever been in. Staff didn't care if you were there or not and barely paid enough attention to check me out. Definitely will not be back. Again, I'll go find an outhouse or another way to use the bathroom first.
Well, guess what, Spanky?
Yeah.
You're right. Damn it. You do this one. It's all right. There we go. It's parking in front of the door. There's gas pumps here.
Yeah.
I think what they meant to say is they're doing the awful lazy thing that some people do when they go to a gas station, where this guy's clearly doing, because he's clearly not pumping right now. He's just park in front of the door at a gas pump and then not use the gas pump and just walk in.
That's true.
I hate that. But also, look how busy this is. There's people waiting for gas, and this guy's just like, can I get a fucking pizza? Look at these fucking trucks. I could never
Marlboro Reds.
What did you say, John?
I could never live where you live.
It was. Let me tell you something. I almost killed myself a lot, and that place wasn't helpful in keeping me from not doing that. If you click around, it's almost entirely trucks for the entire zip code.
Yeah, it's not good.
There's more than a man.
What else was going on in that store that you found?
What?
Matt, sorry, I cut you off. You had found another review?
No, there was just a very bad bathroom and a man talking about how he would like to use a outhouse instead.
A discount liquor and tobacco. Bobby Hutton, local guide. Bobby with an IE. It could be a girl.
Local guide.
I don't appreciate a place like this in my community.
Is that what she's saying?
Yes.
I have bought cigarettes from that place before. One time.
I don't appreciate a place like that in my community.
There's a place called Wells Package and Gun, and I feel like that's redundant.
Definitely a lady, because there's a review here for the Sunset Beauty Salon. Says great place, Tammy's Cuts and Styles. Never been there, but I've heard good things about it. 5 stars.
So Spanky, do they have both kinds of cigarettes there? Marlboro Red 100s and Marlboro Red Shorts?
Yes.
Okay.
Bailey Free Will Baptist Church review by Bobby Hutton here. 5 stars. Okay. That's all. Okay. Toyota of West Plains. 3 stars. Not
all right,
you are not a Toyota fan.
You are half an hour away from my town.
But it's not a Toyota fan. She put as the review. She's a fucking She's reviewing multiple Baptist churches. Oh, this is good. Everyone's just writing. Okay,
it's good at a distance, but when you live there for 22 years, it's heartbreaking. Guys, 22 years of my life, I lived in the middle of all those fucking trucks and Baptist churches.
Yeah,
Beer Shed, 1 star. I don't drink. Why are you reviewing?
Thank you for that.
I know that's like when you got to think about like people that actually like work at these places, and like I'm gonna say legitimately, I've used Google reviews before to be like, should I go to this place? I don't know, and you just get people fucking you over with 1-star reviews like that, and it's like you've never even been here. Like, please, like, oh yes, Carter Funeral Home Incorporated, 3 reviews.
What?
Oh,
just so you know, I did not work for Carter. I worked for Clary when I was a teenager.
But anyway, unfortunately, the review of 2 stars for the Carter Funeral Home does not have a review attached to it. So because it had like a lower rating, and I was like, oh snap, no.
I wonder. Hold on, I'm gonna scroll up to Alton, Missouri, where Clary Funeral Home is, which was like the other funeral home that I worked for when I was a gravedigger.
You were a fucking gravedigger?
Yeah, whenever I was like 13, 14.
There's like 50 churches in this town.
Yeah.
What's the church to bar ratio?
Churches within 5 blocks.
As far as I remember, there's only 2 bars, and one is an Eagles Lodge and the other is an Elks Lodge.
So when did you move out of Thayer?
2015.
So you went to high school there?
High school, yes. All schools.
You went to all schools there.
Yeah. Preschool, actually.
You went to high school here?
Yep. That was my high school.
And
the thing that looks like a prison next to it is the elementary school.
I know, I saw. Oh man, I want to go.
But I only went there for 1 year at that elementary school. That's the new. They built a new one in like 2000 and whatever. So the old one is down by. Actually, it's in the, like if you scroll to that Carter Funeral Home place, it's right next to the old elementary school.
I see. I'm gonna show you the school that I went to. Elementary school.
God, this must be so good for like people who only listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
What doesn't matter?
John will cut it out, and then like the audio version will be like 15 minutes long.
This is Northside Elementary School. It's where I went to grade school.
See, it's like I don't know if it's just because like the image quality is better, but like it just looks like less of a shithole.
Yeah. Well, the grass is alive for one.
Yeah, like we didn't have a light, which I mean, to me, I'm colorblind, so that's not that big of a deal. But I mean, you can tell by looking at the place I came from that it's a fucking cesspool.
Yeah, so this is these buildings are new because they need to, like those fucking like mobile home expandable buildings they put in schools. Have enough room. This is all new. This big building
so
here.
fun little quick story. When I was in elementary school, they got one of those mobile home expansion things. And when I was in 2nd grade, and then when they dilapidated the elementary school and built a new one, and I went to high school, they brought that exact same shitty trailer that I was in 2nd grade in, so that I could then use it for like the history room or something that at the high school.
Nice. So this it doesn't like quite look it, but this hill right here was the greatest thing of all time. I don't know what the angle is here, but this is actually a pretty decent steep hill. And that was, they let us bring our sleds in the winter, so every recess was just fucking sled-a-geddon down this huge hill. And I had a friend who broke his arm. And then they stopped letting us use sleds as much. We had to use the inflatable sleds only. We weren't allowed to use like the hard plastic or whatever sleds, because people were just basically, if you can imagine like 50 or 60 elementary school kids just going down this hill, and then at the bottom kids just sitting getting like ran over constantly. It was awesome. It was a fucking great time. and then they've removed all of the extremely dangerous playground equipment that they used to have.
Yeah.
They had like pea gravel, like fucking all around, and they had we had Frankenstein was the name of one of the bars, and that was just like a cage, but it was shaped like a bolt, like a
Yeah.
bolt.
Like a
Yeah.
mushroom shaped kind of
Called
thing.
it- yeah, they called it Frankenstein because of that. Then there was the Rubber Man, and that was just a like I don't know how to describe who built this playground equipment other than the fact that Rubber Man is basically like a ladder but with like loops. I don't even know how to. Maybe I'm going to draw it on here and then try and describe it over the audio, but because it's hard to describe. But it was like a ladder. Oh shit! I'm still doing screen share. Let me switch to my camera. But it was like this bar went up the middle, and then there were like little like hooped rungs that went up all the way up to the top. And that fucker was like 20 feet up. So we would dare each other to jump off as high as we could into the gravel. My friend broke his fucking arm. It was like, why do we have this? It's literally a ladder.
So
Straight up in the air. Hey kids, have fun playing on this ladder.
We had two. We might have had more, but we definitely had. So we had two swing sets on the playground, and one of them was a normal size swing set. But one of them was fucking huge. Like this swing set, if you got a lot of speed going, you could launch off that bitch at 12 feet in the air, going like 20 miles an hour, and it was super fun. But like right in front of it, where you would jump off, was other playground equipment. So if you get a lot of momentum, you could go fucking straight into like the jungle gym on the other side.
Like, I mean, you can actually like look this up though. It's actually a real fun Google thing is to just like click and just Google dangerous playground equipment and just look at like stuff from like the 80s and 70s. And it just looks like child mangling material. Just slides and like a picture of this just like playground set. This is a ladder that goes up like 15, 20 feet in the air. You just fall. Like, who designed this? Anyway, we still had a lot of fun in there as children, but I'm surprised more of us didn't get injured because it was fun, but dangerous. All right, we got to move on to another topic because we had a bunch of stuff we wanted to talk about and then we didn't get to it. So, do we want to talk about our Byte Book Club, the BBC?
The BBC.
Or do we want to talk about my tant from last week?
Let's start with your tant because I don't want to forget it.
Okay. So I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. Have you guys heard of that Quibi?
No,
Quibi.
explain it to me.
So it's Quick Bites.
Quick Bites is what Quibi stands for. All right, Quibi. I want to Google this, I want to Wikipedia article this so I can get the exact details. So Quibi is a video platform for your phone. Matt's cat is a huge fan.
That's Spanky's cat.
Spanky's cat is a huge fan of Quibi. I can't see Matt's video because his computer sucks. But Quibi launched April 6, 2020, and they had this release week or month or thing where if you signed up, you got 3 months for free. And then it's going to be, I think, $5.99 a month after that. For this service. It's got its own exclusive video content, that you can't be found in anything else. That's kind of what they're trying to go from. But it was founded by Jeffrey Katzenberg. So, if you know DreamWorks SKG, he's the K in that. And is led by Meg Whitman, CEO. And have you heard of Meg Whitman before?
No.
While Meg Whitman was the CEO, who was he just before it? Oh my god, that was it. It was HP. She was the CEO of HP for
political
2 years?
party Republican. Nope, don't like her.
Anyway, so real winner there. Going from eBay to Hewlett Packard to Quibi. So they okay. So the thing is, it's on your phone, right? And their whole deal is that you can watch videos on your phone. They're called Quick Bites, less than 10-minute episodes. It's got over 1 billion in funding from 11 investors, including Walt Disney Company, NBC, Universal, Sony Pictures, Warner Media, Liberty Global, blah, blah, blah. They all threw a bunch of money in this. And Alibaba, so it's got Chinese money as well.
Rona money.
Yeah. So it launched on April 6th, had 1.7 million downloads in its first week. It fell out of the list of the 50 most downloaded free iPhone apps a week after it was released. The app in early May was ranked 125th most popular app. And they said that, or some Sensor Tower, I don't know what that is. It must be some sort of app download recording service. Says it was installed by 2.9 million users.
Oh yeah, they're like Nielsen for apps, basically.
Quibi is saying it was 3.5 million people that installed the apps. And this is of those, there's 1.3 million active users. So they paid $1 billion for 1.3 million active users.
That is a lot of money per user.
Katzenberg acknowledged the performance was not close to what we wanted, stating, "I attribute everything that has gone wrong to coronavirus," a reference to the pandemic that's currently happening.
You mean when people are stuck at home and like needing shit to watch?
So here's a couple. Yeah, that is. I will say 100% the coronavirus thing kind of fucked them a bit, because their whole point of their service is, we want to give you video content that is like 6 to 10 minutes long episodes that you can watch while you're commuting or doing something, and nobody's doing that right now. I mean, regardless of the fact that you can watch normal length videos and just pause them and watch them again later, but whatever. It's a neat idea. This is what I'm going to say. I think that the idea for this service is kind of interesting. I like a video that's like 6 to 10 minutes. You can take a break, watch it, go back to whatever you're doing. Neat idea. The other cool part about this is that they have their service set up so where you can watch the video in portrait mode, and you can watch it, or you can switch it to landscape mode, and it will dynamically change the camera. I don't know, like the framing. They film it both. Well, they film it one way, but then they have an editor frame it just for portrait mode. So you can watch it either way. I watch everything in landscape, because why would I watch it in portrait mode? Like if I'm doing that, but you could, theoretically, if you wanted to. But I will say, an interesting thing in one of the shows that I watched on Quibi was that they had alternate angles depending on which way you did this. So I was watching the only good show on Quibi, Reno 911. Did a new thing on Quibi, and it's really great and fun and awesome, and I was so happy to watch it, and it was just, I'm happy to have that content. But they did one segment where they had a video, where you're watching it landscape, and it said like portrait, and it had like a little symbol, and you turned it, and it was body cam footage from the officers, which was cool.
Okay.
I was like, oh,
that sounds a lot more interesting.
Like, that's the only time I've seen it in the app. So the only time it was used, it was one episode, one segment of an episode. But they did but that's cool. Like, I can see that as something you can only do on your phone. You know what I mean? You can't do that at home on a screen. I mean, you could feasibly have some sort of interactive fiction, which Netflix has done a bit of, where you can do stuff, but hasn't been done much. And on your phone, it's kind of novel to just like flip it and then have the camera angle change.
I'm gonna be honest. There's that like what Black Mirror movie that's like what Choose Your Own Adventure or whatever, and I have literally like specifically avoided that movie because it makes me do shit. Like when I go to Netflix, it's not because I want to do shit. I have video games and anything else for that. But when I turn on the Netflix app, I want to drink beer and eat fucking snack and watch the show.
It's like when I was in grade school and I would read those "You Be the Jury" books, and I just like, no, fuck you. You be the jury. That's your job. I just want to read.
So I'm going to talk about Quibi. Okay, so you've got the basics of what this equipment with this thing is. They've got like 3 different types of content. So they have 3 main categories. They have movies and chapters, which are basically a longer feature broken up into like 5 to 10 minute chapters. So like drama series. I watched a bunch of the series Survive. There's a couple other series. I think, Matt, you'd watched some of the 50 States of Fright's Golden Arm thing.
I saw like somebody's bootleg thing on YouTube, just enough to know how hilarious it was.
I'm fairly certain it's meant to be bad on its own. Sam Raimi directed it. I think it's meant to be tongue-in-cheek bad horror, which is fine. Like, it's, whatever. Not my thing, but if you like it, whatever. So And then they have unscripted and documentary shows that are like 10 minutes or less, and Daily Essentials, which is like a news channel. NBC News has their own thing. Polygon, the video game website, has their own like 6-minute video game rundown news thing, 5 days a week. And inspiration things. They have a thing called Daily Chill. That's just like a babbling brook footage for 6 minutes. I don't know. There's some stuff going on. Okay. Here's the problem with Quibi. So you know what it is. It's short videos. It's all that. One problem before I get to the big problem. There are ads, 15-second ads when you watch a video, and you're paying for this.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
And each video is only 6 minutes.
For a 6-minute video. It's
Yeah,
like
I mean, so like you
YouTube
can
10
pay.
minutes for an ad, usually.
Well, I know, and you can pay for the ad-free version of Hulu, but like I watch movies and shit on Hulu.
You can pay for an ad-free version of Quibi, and it's $8 a month, I saw.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess that's not bad.
Ever do that.
No, it's still bad because on Hulu, I'm watching half an hour to an hour long episodes of shows, and it's like one ad, and then it'll do a break at wherever the commercial breaks are in the show if it's a show. But one thing I have noticed, if you pay the money for the Hulu Live TV, which I do during sports time, but it's not sports time, so I don't have it right now.
For a while.
But if you like, instead of, it's like, let's say you're watching, I don't know, fucking Last Week Tonight, even though that's a bad example because there are no commercials because it's HBO. But let's say you're watching, I don't know, fucking Stephen Colbert.
Yeah.
On Hulu. If you watch it through like the watch, like on demand, then you have to watch the ads. But if you use the DVR for it, you can just fast forward through the ads if it's like DVR live content and not on demand content. So anything that's like, I watched This Is Us, and I hate commercials if I don't have to have them.
Oh,
so
This Is Us. That's the show that I always need to point out that it has ISIS in the title.
This is, and it's weird, dude.
I call it the ISIS Us.
Well, no, it's funny because like the title sequence specifically makes the words come in separately, so you don't put that together because the letters are all spaced out at the beginning and they come together. And it's like, no, let's have the ISIS part like come from different directions.
That's right.
But that show is not super great, but it's really, really, really like I don't know, predictable might be the wrong word. It's like campy, but for TV shows.
It's popcorn TV. It's watch. I get it.
It's feel good. It's my feel good show.
I watch sitcoms for feel good shows. I started rewatching Wings, and I actually started getting into Taxi recently.
Oh shit, Wings! That's got that one guy who's actually not a good person. God, what's
But if you want to watch all of Wings, it's on Hulu. Taxi is on Hulu as well, I think. But I'm just going to get on a tangent here about Taxi for a minute because I got way into Taxi.
Taxi tangent.
Hulu has Taxi on there, but they're like missing like 7 episodes a season, just randomly not on there. I don't know if there's licensing issues or some bullshit, but I was like, I'm going to watch Taxi. And I saw, oh, there's missing an episode. I'm not watching it on Hulu. So now I fucking have all of Taxi on my Plex server because that's what I'm doing now. That's the type of time we're in. Because I watched like the first 5 episodes they had and I got way into it. And I think it's a really good sitcom. It's a James L. Brooks. He does good. Mary Tyler Moore show. Or no. Mary Tyler Moore show? He did? Anyway.
I think so.
Great shows that he worked on. And so I'm a big fan. That's my comfort TV, like old sitcoms and stuff. But
Wings has Thomas Hayden Church in it.
Yes, it does.
Who is a bad person.
But he's fucking hilarious in that show.
Yeah, I mean, he is very, very funny in that show. It's one of those things like Charles in Charge, like fucking what's his name, Stephen Baio is a garbage human. Scott Baio, sorry, but he's a garbage person, but it's a pretty good show.
And that's my comfort TV. I don't think about it. I watch Roseanne as a comfort TV show, and I don't think about the way Roseanne is.
Because that reminds me, I need to catch up on Connors. I haven't watched like a lot of the new seasons.
Because Roseanne was extremely the opposite of the way she is now in the old series.
Yeah.
Super like liberal and girl power and like not judging our black neighbors and things. And now it's like, why are we super racist now? What happened?
I think Roseanne is just like contrarian by nature. So like
Anyway.
it was edgy to be like accepting and liberal in the 90s.
I watched the first couple episodes of the new Roseanne. The fact that they basically retconned the ending of Roseanne, they could have retconned the entirety of Roseanne. The novel might have been a very good work. That's the old Roseanne. And then now we're finding the real her, and she's basically
she sucks.
she's basically what's her face? Harry Potter lady.
Oh,
J.K.
yeah,
Rowling.
the pink lady. I can't remember.
So I never watched
Umbridge.
any of the reboot Roseanne show, but I have watched all of Connor's except for like the last part of the newest season.
Yeah.
And Connor's is fine. They've got like a gay kid, and it's not weird. So I mean, it's kind of weird, but also John Goodman is Springfield, Missouri native. So like he comes to the college and gives speeches and shit sometimes. So it's cool to like see someone who's like in this shitty area that I live in not be shitty and also famous. It's
Yeah.
it's a
So
nice
is
thing to look at.
Connors? That's a sequel to the Roseanne series after
That's how
they
they wrote
kicked her
her
off. Okay.
But
Yeah.
So
Connors
did
didn't
they
write
just
her
like kill her or something?
She overdosed on opioids. And
Jesus.
went off screen.
Well, like, so it
and
was a
and
really
it's still a
interesting-
comedy?
So it was a really interesting.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if you've ever seen Roseanne, it's always been a comedy drama kind of thing. I mean,
Okay.
you know, Dan has a heart attack and one of the ladies.
Yeah.
But anyway, but I actually liked the stuff they were doing in that season with Roseanne, where they were kind of like, well, they're, you know, her and her sister fought about politics and stuff, but then it was just too like, oh, but you're like for real about this stuff. Like this isn't a character thing, and
Yeah.
then I was like, this doesn't
Yeah.
feel earnest at this point. This feels like you're trying to make a message right now and not
Yeah.
trying to like, promote unity, which is what you were trying to say that you were trying to do. Because you know they have the I forget, is it DJ's kid is gay, and I think right DJ, or is it Sarah Gilbert? Sarah Gilbert's character's kid.
Becky?
Not Becky.
No,
Becky-
Darlene.
Darlene's kid is the gay one, if I remember correctly, because DJ's wife is African American and she's in the military, and
Yes. And she's
but-
a Republican.
whatever. But she's Candace Owens. But whatever. Let's move on. And but like the stuff with Roseanne and you know the kid who wanted to dress up, you know, as a girl and stuff, she was super supportive of him in that because she was kind of like her old Roseanne and stuff. So she had this weird line where it's like, yeah, we're like Trump, but also don't be mean to my kids. It was this weird thing they were trying to do that I thought was interesting. But then once she went off politically, I was like, I'm not watching this. This is bullshit.
Mhm.
Like, fuck her. And then they got rid of her. And so, but her character, it turned out, was like popping pills the whole season. It was kind of a reveal at the end of that season. And so having her die of an overdose is like, well, I guess that makes sense. You know, like, fuck. Good. I'm glad she's not around in that show.
Yeah, they were going to do like a season 2, like address the opioid epidemic thing because that was like the zeitgeist of the time was like, you know, a lot of people who are like bogans and they're in like, you know, redneck,
Really,
whatever, going through with this shit.
Because the people like Dan or like Roseanne who are working these working class jobs, he's a dry, you know, doing drywall on his hands and knees all day. He's got knee problems. He's got all these back problems. And what do the doctors do? They prescribe you opioids and they get fucking popping pills. Same with Roseanne. Her knee got fucked up, you know, while she was working her fucking diner job. And she starts popping pills because that's what's happening in rural America.
Yeah.
And it's a tragedy. But then she had to get super political about it. And it's like, why? There's no need to be political to say that it sucks that poor people are being taken advantage of.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who they vote for. They should not be taken advantage of.
It sucks that poor people are being taken advantage of, and the only people that can fix it are the ones who want to deny poor people health care.
I know. It's insane. Oh, whatever. But we don't need to get into the political part of that. We just need to say this is fucked up. And that's what the show should have done. But then she started talking bullshit and saying racist shit to other people on Twitter. And it's like, well, you're just a piece of garbage.
That's
so.
why no one should ever use Twitter ever.
Yeah, I watched all of King of the Hill recently, and I probably talked about it on the podcast. But one interesting thing about it is, like, I think that really was the last ever or like bipartisan TV show on television, because it like went out right around the time that Twitter started transitioning from like stupid people making quick jokes. to like only journalists and Nazis and members of governments use Twitter now. So, but it's weird because like it's both bipartisan and like I guess it's not apolitical, right? It's like
No.
everything was like a reasonable version of, and I have this feeling that maybe life was like that before.
Well, I think like
before
the Hills have kind of a morality that transcends politics. So like, yeah, they'd be like right wingers, but they're not going to be like shitting on you for living a different life, even if it's something that like makes Hank uncomfortable. He's going to try and learn how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Well, and that was the point of that show, is that they weren't using Hank's politics, who were obviously very conservative, as some sort of like litmus test of your, I don't even, like a culture thing. It was just, yeah, he's just a conservative guy, you know.
One of the things that was good about it is that his like stubborn attitude about his politics was normally, instead of being portrayed about like a political issue, it was portrayed about propane. So it was like basically it was like
true.
It would be like, I found a charcoal briquette in the utility room. How did that get in here? Is somebody playing a prank on us? And it was because Bobby and Peggy had Hank went away for a weekend and they bought a charcoal grill to see what it was like, and they fucking loved it. It was way better than the propane grill. So they were sneaking. Like, it was basically they were hiding, and it was basically like it was all told from like the perspective like hiding drugs from your parents, but it was hiding charcoal briquettes from your husband and father.
Did
that
get on the,
go ahead.
He got on the city council too, and they were dealing with something with flush toilets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was the low. Basically, that was the price fixing kind of like
and bribery.
No. It was what do they call it when it's like insider trading, but not insider, not trading, but like conflict of interest.
Okay.
So it was one of the guys who was on city council, and of course it's like a city council in a town of like 30,000 people, so no one gives a fuck. Owned like a toilet company and was like, we're replacing all of the toilets with these new energy efficient low flow toilets, but they were so like efficient that it took like 8 or 9 flushes to actually flush your dump. So
especially Texas.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's mostly barbed wire and steak in that dump. So
not propane broiled steak.
Yeah, propane broiled steak and barbed wire. But yeah, it was like it was that kind of issue. So it did even do like some political issues, but they were like kind of like Roseanne in the 90s, where it was like this issue is like a political issue, but it's not like a left versus right issue. It's like policy is fucked up, and like we need to point that out.
That's exactly the way Roseanne would do it. It would be, oh, my friend is gay, and then my mom at Thanksgiving is like, that's crazy, but then in the end she's like, well, she's a nice person, so I'm not gonna be crazy about it. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, that's how we can deal with it. And then of course Roseanne's mom ended up being gay, which was actually a really cool like moment that the show had, I thought, in the original series, and it was just good. And that show was just good because I liked all the actors in it, and it felt like a real show for a small town in Illinois. Like, it was really like they didn't have models and stuff playing characters, and the set was definitely like, Roseanne talks about that back when they were doing the show and just having to fight tooth and nail, be like, no, we need to have all this shitty stuff on the set. It needs to look like what a house of 2 working parents and 3 kids looks like. It's
that
got to
fucking
be
quilt.
Yeah, the Afghan, and everything, and the couch that's sinking into the floor. That's what it looks like, and that's what made the show so good. But like, the new show just felt like, oh, they're trying to like say something now. It was much more, I guess, less direct in the old show. Like, they would have like, well, I guess that's what they're talking about there, but it's not in your face. Like, the fucking first episode of that reboot, Aunt Jackie shows up with a fucking pussy hat on.
Yeah.
And it's like, God damn it. Really? Like, come on. They just get right into it, and it's it just sucks.
And they were bad at writing like any of that discourse. And
that's the problem, because Roseanne is on one side and she wrote it her way. She had control over the way it was written. And it was just
writers tried to like keep it going, I think, for one episode, Jackie's thing. And she had this whole thing where it's like, yeah, Blue Wave 2018 or something like that. And it was like, this does not sound like anyone wrote this with any reason. They're just trying to like keep that one character trait alive for no reason.
TJ's Bussy alert. DJ just bent over on camera.
Oh, did we get another Bussy on cam?
Somebody clipped that.
Sure, it was up high enough, but you did see where the Bussy was. So I got to get back to Quibi before we get off this tangent. So we were talking about ads. That's one of the problems with Quibi is you have to watch ads. It's actually not too bad because it's a 15-second ad for each video. And if you stop watching a video in the middle and switch to another one, it doesn't play an ad. So it's actually pretty okay. I think it calculates how much time it's been since you've seen an ad. Whatever, I could deal with it. But paying $5 a month for this content is the problem. And the problem is the content, the original programming. It was smart of them to go with, let's put tons of money in original programming. We've got this show called The Most Dangerous Game, and it's about a person hunting thing with rich people hunting this guy who needs to pay off his medical bills, and it's got Liam Hemsworth from The Hunger Games, and Christoph Waltz is the villain, and got all these big names and stuff, and that's cool. Or the show that I actually watched called Survive, where it stars Sophie Turner, you may remember from Game of Thrones, and I watched it because I like Corey Hawkins a lot, and he's the main actor guy in it. And it's a show about how she's like basically suicidal and depression and stuff, and she's like going to kill herself, but her plane crashes, and she's got to survive. And Corey Hawkins is like a guy who's read the book Hatchet a bunch as a kid and is way into survival stuff. And so that's kind of interesting. I'm going to go through the original programming. I think you'll see where the problem comes in. Okay, so the shows, they have drama. Most Dangerous Game, Survive, When the Streetlights Go On, which I think is based on a novel. No. It's like a murder mystery. But I think it's set in like the late 90s, early 2000s. 50 States of Fright, which is an anthology horror series that's kind of tongue-in-cheek and fun, and each state has its own horror story. Hashtag Free Rayshon. Don't know what that is. Crime drama, it says. And then The Stranger, which is a psychological thriller. Which is another American crime thriller. So as you can see, most of their drama series are crime thrillers. Okay, comedy. Here's the comedy section. Flipped, which is a comedy starring, and this is another reason why I subscribed. It's a comedy starring Will Forte and Caitlin Olsen, and it's really funny. Like, it's their...
Who are either of those people?
Will Forte, who was on SNL, and Caitlin
Have you heard
Olsen,
of the Olsen twins?
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Never watched either of those.
Anyway, two really famous comedy actors, and they're playing home renovation experts, and they buy a home to do up, and it turns out it was like an old drug stash house since they have a bunch of money. And then the drug kingpin finds them, and things happen. And I wish it was better than it was. Like, the two actors are good, but it's just not that funny. Nikki Fresh, I don't know what the fuck that is. The show Dummy, which is a really interesting show because it is written by Cody Heller. It's based on a real-life experience between Heller and her partner, Dan Harmon. You know Dan Harmon.
Mm-hmm.
She discovered that he had a sex doll. And Anna Kendrick is the star, and she plays...
the sex doll.
Cody Heller. And Donald Logue. You remember Donald Logue from, what was that, Grounded for Life?
No idea what you're...
something else.
He's in Terriers as well. He's in Vikings, Sons of Anarchy, he's in a lot of shit.
He's in Gotham. He's fucking Harvey
Dent.
Look, original character in Gotham.
Anyway, but that series I actually really liked. It was interesting. It was well written. It was very original because the plot is the sex doll comes to life and only Anna Kendrick can talk to it, and it's much about like being a female creator of stuff, and like I don't know how, it's just interesting. It's good.
Cool. I love the movie Mannequin.
It's a little bit.
I love Larson, the real girl.
It's a little weird, and it's a little gross, I guess. But I guess that's the point. Anyway, that was fun. I enjoyed that show. But I don't know if that'd be worth watching it. There's this other show called Aqua Donkeys that I just started watching on here, and it's just it's about guys who clean pools, but it has a very Napoleon Dynamite type vibe. The
Okay.
comedy is very like low key and just these like bros that are tanned, just cleaning pools and trying to hold their breath as long as they can under the water. And
Are you sure you didn't start watching you like Pornhub or something?
Regardless, yeah, maybe it'll turn into that in later episodes, but I've only seen the first episode. And then the Reno 911 series had 12 episodes, and that's over. And that show has been renewed. It's one of the few shows that's already been renewed on here. That was awesome. If you like Reno 911, it would be worth it for you right now to get the free trial, subscribe, watch 12 episodes in like a sitting, and then unsubscribe because it's worth it. It's really funny. Those guys are fucking geniuses. That's it for comedy. We have 5 comedy shows, 6 drama shows. That's 11 shows that are scripted content. Now, the rest of this that they have of reality and docuseries, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 30 docuseries and reality competition and talk shows for 11 scripted shows, which really shows you where they put their money in this content. And it really shows where I don't want to watch things because I have watched 0 of these shows. So docuseries, they have a series called Fierce Queens, which
is it spelled with a Z?
No, it's narrated by what's her name? God damn it,
RuPaul?
Tracy Fleck, from Reese Witherspoon, and it's about like female animals that are fierce queens.
Okay.
I will say the Quibi shows outside of the comedy and scripted programs sound like fake shows that were made on 30 Rock in the background to show how bad NBC was. There's a show called I Promise, where it's like it's LeBron James' like promise school, like at-risk children. It's like a docuseries. There's a shape of pasta show, or a guy like is like trying to find different pasta shapes. But then let's get to the garbage. The reality competition and talk shows. There's a show called Chrissy's Court, where Chrissy Teigen is Judge Judy. That's the show. That's it. I don't want to watch that. I think she's funny on Twitter. I don't think I would watch a show like that, especially because it's like even more ridiculous. There's a show called Dishmantled, which is hosted by Titus Burgess, who's really funny on Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and he's a really funny actor. But the show is a cooking competition where they blast the contestants in the face with all of the ingredients, and they have to cook something out of it, or have to figure out what that meal was that was shot into their faces at the start. There's like celebrity guest judges. It sounds awful. There's a game show called Game Show with Gayme. I don't know what that is. Memory Hole, which is a clip show that was recently called out on Twitter for stealing a bunch of stuff from Everything is Terrible, which is like the Found Footage Fest, another VHS collecting collective. So it sounds like they just were like, hey, those things, let's get Will Arnett to host like a weird show where we steal ideas.
So it's like a Tosh.0 thing?
Yeah. Okay. It's trash. There's a show called Murder House Flip, which actually sounds the most interesting out of all of these, where they do a house flipping show, but only flipping houses that had previously had murders in them, which is an interesting concept for
I like that. I actually would watch that show.
I know, because you're like, how do you sell that to people?
Do they? It's like the first episode, just 6 minutes of the widow crying, because I think that would really do it for me.
Only murder suicide, so there's no widow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what's good is that it's like, oh yeah, so we're selling this house, and normally you're gonna downplay this. I was like, yeah, we're selling this house. We oh, what are all these cameras? And oh, they're filming the show where we sell you a house because there was a murder happening here.
I love it if it started with like the crime scene cleanup. Like, oh shit, we're gonna have to do all this.
Okay.
Like they flip the house like after the coroner leaves the driveway.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like Extreme Home Makeover, where they have to show it looking like shit first and then get it.
They just show the fucking grisly murder scene, and then they have to clean it up and sell it. I would watch watch
the murderer
show.
had like another body hidden in the ceiling, and they're just like fucking sweeping the floor, and the body falls through.
Do you know what fucking show, reality show? This is a Born in the 80s copyrighted idea. If you steal this, you owe us millions of dollars. Is a reality television show that falls around the people that clean up crime scenes.
Yeah.
Because there's legitimate businesses that exist that only do crime scene cleanup.
Wait,
Yeah.
I
think
There was a
shit.
Dirty Jobs episode about that, and it was fucking like.
But no, I think there's
extreme
been
to
a
watch.
legit series about that already.
Okay, well, I'm going to watch it.
CENE clean up series. Crime Scene Cleaner is a TV series.
Okay.
But that's a German comedy TV series.
Boom! Reality show, my idea. I didn't steal it from Germany. I didn't know that existed. All right, moving on. We got lots to get through, guys. We got like 50 other stupid ass terrible shows to watch. We have Punked is back.
Wait.
No.
Is it Ashton Kutcher?
No, it's hosted by Chance the Rapper, who I like way more than Ashton Kutcher. But
Ashton Kutcher's actually pretty good. Like, his movies all suck, but he's a good person, kind of.
whatever. Chance the Rapper is like more interesting because he's like, doing things now. So, anyway,
Like rapping.
He gets a lot of his rap friends to be punked and whatnot. I watched the first
a bunch
episode.
of rapists.
Just could you imagine? This is like fucking. This show is like Twitter, and this whole Quibi thing is like, let's take Twitter and Instagram and make it like TV show series. Because the first episode is Punked. Is Megan the Stallion has to go get her dog that's on the other side of a parking lot of a gorilla in a guy in a costume as a gorilla who like attacks their car, and it's so like.
And who was that person you said?
Exactly. These are people that were popular a year ago. I couldn't tell you half the people that are on Punked this season because it's not for us. It's for the youths. But it's made in such a way that the youths are not interested because they watch YouTube.
If there's one thing the youths love, it's like stuff behind a paywall.
Paywall, yeah. Okay, so there's a show called The Sauce, which is a dancing competition. There's another show called Ford, another dancing competition. 2 dancing competition shows.
I'm confused by the titles of those dancing competitions.
Single Out, a dating show. There's wait, Matt, have you heard of Skirt with Offset? A car show?
Okay,
I've
so
heard of it.
Offset's like the new exhibit or something.
Well, Offset's from the Migos, or just Migos, not the Migos, an Atlanta-based rapping group. Anyway, Thanks a Million, which is like a celebrity. I've seen clips of this and their ads, and it's like a celebrity giving some like fucking poor person $100 or something. I don't know.
You know what a lot of this sounds like to me? It sounds like these were pilots that were shot and not picked up, and then they just chopped it up into 6-minute chunks.
12 episodes. So there's You Ain't Got These, which is a sneaker show with Lena Waithe, where it's like, look at my fucking expensive ass Jordans. The show.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
I could see that
Elba,
working with like the whole sneakerhead culture is a mystery to me, but
Elba versus Block. That's Ken Block and Idris Elba do racing car challenges.
okay.
It's fucking insane. They spent $1 billion on this nonsense. Like, who the fuck cares? Oh, anyway. Fight Like a Girl, which is a reality competition in which like WWE wrestler superstars like train with women or something. I don't know. That's what the thing is. Let's Roll with Tony Greenhand, a reality show. Wonder what that's about. Tony Greenhand, Let's Roll.
Rolling.
Anyway, it's about weed.
I thought it would be
Sharpened
about
Iron.
craps.
It says sports. I don't know what the fuck that is. Cup of Joe, a talk show with who do you want as your talk show host?
Somebody
None
named
other-
Joe. It's got to be somebody named Joe.
Joe
Oh my-
Rogan. The Joe Rogan Experience Quibi show.
No, the Joe Rogan morning show is exclusive to Spotify.
Wait. No. It's with Joe Jonas of the Jonas Brothers. Because of course that's what you'd like to watch.
Well,
The Joe Jonas
I could see
Experience.
him doing like if it's like super vapid like Regis and Kelly style shit. Like I could see him fitting into that role.
I will tell you, if it's on Quibi, it's super vapid.
Or like who's the Hoda and Yeah, Kathy
Hoda
Lee.
Kotb from the Drunk Ladies hour of the morning show.
Yeah, if it's a show like that, I could see just like, let's just get some pretty boy and he'll phone it in.
There's a show called Useless Celebrity History with Adam Rippon. Remember him?
That one I've heard is good, and I might have just heard it's good because the person I heard that from knows the woman that like writes it. So
Okay.
I don't know.
Here's the problem I have with Quibi, is that it's like someone took the internet 2 years ago, and we're like, here are these famous-y people. Let's make TV series out of them. It took 2 years, and now these people aren't relevant.
These
Adam Rippon was
famous.
famous for being a U.S. ice skater who didn't even place in the last Olympics, but he's just like a personality on camera. Like, no offense to the guy, I'm sure he's fun and nice, but it's like he gets his own TV show. Why? Why am I?
Got to collect that paycheck.
It's like, why is Will Arnett hosting Memory Hole? Does he have anything to do with that type of content? Is he interested? No, because people want genuine content. They don't want celebrities doing some fucking bullshit. That it's not what people want. People watch the Kardashians not because they're fucking celebrities that are doing vapid bullshit. They watch it because it's fucking trash. That's why they watch it. They're not watching it because it's Kim Kardashian. They're watching it because it's this fucking dumbass rich family that we watch because we hate them, but we also watch them, but we also want to be them. It's not like, let's get somebody who was Twitter famous 2 years ago and give them a TV show, which is what this feels like. No offense to Adam Rippon. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I haven't watched the show.
I think he's a listener, actually.
But it's just emblematic. There's a show called Barkitecture where rich people make dog houses that are super expensive for their fucking rich dogs. What the fuck is this? Who is this for? It's like a pandemic where everyone's lost their jobs. And it's like, oh, I'm going to watch this guy fucking make a $20,000 doghouse. Awesome. Who fucking came up with this shit? It's so stupid. And then the rest of it's daily lifestyle shows. There's like fucking Weekday. There's a show by the Dodo. Remember the Dodo? That fucking, what is it?
The animal videos that make you cry.
Yeah, on YouTube or on Facebook, watch or whatever. They have a show called All the Feels. Oh, All the Feels. Fucking kill me. It's so bad. And they have trailers by Fandango. Oh, I can watch movie trailers on my phone. God, this is stupid. Anyway, the thing I actually have been watching is the BBC News does a daily 6-minute news update. I find that's pretty nice. Watch a quick news update that's well produced. Much better than watching shit on YouTube. But a lot of it's really garbage. It's just, I mean, like I said, 30 of the episodes are reality TV type shows out of the 41 scripted and comedy or whatever content that isn't news. Basically, it's fucking insane. They're like, let's go all in on garbage reality TV shows and not spend money on Reno 911, which obviously, because it's been renewed, was one of their more popular shows. It's dumb. It's so bad. It's such a dumb idea. It's such a good idea that was so horribly... Whoever was in charge of programming needs to be fired because they picked a lot of stinkers.
Honestly, it sounds to me like this guy's like, oh, my wife really likes these crime shows because I get home and she ignores me, so I drink whiskey, but she's always watching these crime shows. We should put $800 million of the $1 billion into crime shows.
You know what hit peak popularity about a year ago? True crime.
Yeah.
Honestly, true crime has moved from the internet series into just podcasts now. So.
Yeah.
I will say the number one indicator of how this fucking Quibi is failing horribly is that I would say a good 90% of these shows on this original programming Wikipedia don't have their own Wikipedia pages. You spent, I got to imagine, millions of dollars to get Idris Elba and Ken Block to shoot 8 episodes of them driving fucking rally cars. It was probably really expensive to produce. Doesn't even have its own Wikipedia page because nobody gives a fucking shit because you chose a bunch of dumbass garbage TV shows that nobody wanted to watch. It's fucking ridiculous. It's just stupid. I mean, it's just fucking bad, man. I'm sorry. It's like It's just so bad. And like the show, like Game Show. I mean, when you watch this stuff, like when you see, like, okay, I'm gonna make fun of Game Show. I'm not making fun of gay culture, but like what I'm saying is that I feel like if I was gay, I would be offended by this show because they have the title. They have contestants who are like comedians. Looks like normal ass comedians I've heard of. And then they have the wise queer and woman who gets it.
Okay.
What the fuck is this? Come on. Like, can you try? You know? And it's all like people that are famous now, like Alana Glazer, Darcy Carden, Rachel Bloom, Nicole Byer. Like, it's all like people obviously in New York that they could get that are like popular. It's like, this is fucking bad, man. I mean, what, like, I would say one of the like wise queers on this is John Lovett. You know him? You know, from good old Pod Save America.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like John Lovitz.
I don't know. They pick like the most like it's just all the like, oh, people that are popular on Twitter right now.
Yeah.
The shows. It's just like, come on, man.
I can't wait for
on Twitter. I have like 80 followers now.
I can't wait for like when
I don't know if this is bad.
Season 2 of everything hits, and because they can't film anything, it's all just like celebrities doing selfie videos in their house.
But it's the same kind of bullshit that I hate about, like, you know, like RuPaul and some of the drag culture stuff is that, you know, they're like, oh, get it, girl. Also, I own a fracking ranch, so that's cool. Like, fuck you. You suck as a person. Like,
I don't know who you're talking about right now.
Wait,
RuPaul.
Oh, RuPaul owns a fracking ranch?
Very similar.
I own a ranch in Wyoming that I give out to fracking companies because I'm a rich person, which means I'm terrible now. That's how it works. Sorry. If you're a rich person, I don't give a fuck about you. Sorry. I hate reality TV so much, and all of this shit is so awful. It's all like, and they're like, the coronavirus is why we're not making it. It's no, because you made all of your shows about fucking rich people that are friends, and nobody wants to hear from them right now because we had the fucking Imagine video, and everyone was like, that's correct. The Quibi is the Imagine video
of streaming services.
Brought down Quibi.
100% it. It's just trash.
So
and I not with it anymore.
I found an article on E! News, Entertainment News. I don't know if it's actually news. It looks like it's just some like screen caps from the show with like a 1-word caption. So I don't know what the fuck. I don't even think E is a real thing. I think it's AI at this point. One of the screenshots that I've got is it's captioned "Game Show: The straight contestants battle to be crowned Queen of the Straights." And there's two guys. I don't know who any of these. I don't know any of these people. But like one of them is in like a leopard leotard thing and looks like a caveman, kind of like George the Jungle thing going on, and he's very hairy.
That's probably John Gabris.
Okay. The other guy whom I don't know. The other guy whom I don't know is a firefighter without a shirt on, has a very hairy chest, and he literally looks like stepdad Elon Musk. Like if like a drunk stepdad like had a child with Elon Musk, it would be this guy. And I'm going to I guess put it how do I fucking, you can screen share, right? How do I can figure this out.
It's just turn off camera. It's right there. It's called turn on screen share, and you can choose a window or you can choose that. Anyway, while he's getting that, I want to bring up this. And again, like I'm not gay. I don't know gay culture. So I know a lot of part of the drag queens and things is it's a camp thing. You know, it's very much a fun, awesome thing, and I think that's great to be awesome. But I also think that there is that's not John Gabris. That's what's his name? God damn it! I just saw
who is the guy that looks like someone's drunk stepdad had a like fusion dance with Elon Musk.
So this show might be really funny. I'm not watching it, but it just seems like pandering to me. And that's the thing. I don't like anything. That's why I hate like when what was it? Special Victims Unit did Go Home Gamer Girl. You know,
no.
Like, I unironically culture like is like, you know what? Let's like cash in on this like nerd culture, and that's why.
Well, Law and Order has always done that. They've always just been like, "What's a popular news story? Let's very like transparently fictionalize that, and that's our plot this week."
Yeah.
No, and then,
I love that episode of, of SVU. It's so bad, but like also, I like people say like, "Oh, it's bad because it misrepresents gamers." I'm like, no, it actually represents them very well. It's just really, really stupid plot.
yeah, and it's like one of those things. I don't know how to describe it, but like it's one of the things I really hate about like Geek and Sundry and all the like Felicia Day and Will Wheaton type people
Yeah.
that are like, let's cash in on nerd stuff, you know, and no offense to Felicia Day, I think she's a fun actress. She's been in a lot of stuff I've really liked, but like the whole culture around like let's monetize geekiness is just abhorrent to me because
I will. The only thing I will give.
And so
that I will give to Felicia Day is that she did start out making her own web series, like on webcams and shit, and actually did have a humble beginning. Will Wheaton has just been rich forever, so fuck him.
Yeah, he was a child actor on fucking Star Trek.
I mean, like Felicia Day wrote and starred in The Guild, which was a loosely World of Warcraft based.
Yeah, I watched all of The Guild when it was like new, like.
Nowhere.
I was subscribed to the RSS feed for Guild episodes.
She's a really smart, funny person. It's just that the whole like geek culture-y type thing has gone so far off the deep end into cringiness. You know, when you have like fucking Chris Hardwick, Nerdist, just making this shit, and he's an absolute asshole of a person. You know, and it's just like this is all these.
Yeah, I mean, well, like geek culture is just mainstream now.
I know. And it's because I'm a punk rock kid, and that's how I grew up, and it's sold out, is what I'm saying. And I liked it before it was cool. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't really have the hipster thing going on, but one thing that I don't like is anything that tries to boil down something I like to the point that my dad thinks he understood it, which was Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, I knew this was gonna be Big Bang Theory.
And the thing is I've actually watched some clips of that show that I think are funny, and to me it's like Family Guy. Like all the jokes on Family Guy just are boil any topic the joke is about down to a level where every like person who's vaguely aware of it will get the joke. And that's just what Big Bang Theory does. What I don't like about Big Bang Theory, like the things that would make me dislike it, like I'm like all shows are shitty like that. Like they're very. I don't know if they're like gay panicky, but they do things with Sheldon where it's like, let's make fun of autism because like it seems like he's autistic. So let's make everyone pissed off about that or whatever. But what I hated it for the most was that like it boiled it down to such level. My dad would try to make like Star Trek jokes at me. And I'm like, all you did was say Leonard Nimoy. Like you didn't, there was no joke. You just said to me, Leonard Nimoy. That's all you said.
The funny part about that
joke.
Show, having seen a few episodes of that show, is the reason why that show is good is because the actors in it are all legitimately really funny comedians. Like Jim Parsons, he's a really funny guy. That I forget the name of the Indian friend. He's fucking hilarious. Like that show is good because the people on it are funny.
Kaylee Cuoco, the girl who plays Penny, is the voice actress for Harley Quinn in the new Harley Quinn cartoon, and it's fucking fantastic. And season 2 is coming out now.
But the show itself is just trash. Like okay. So here's the thing why I hate I don't hate Felicia Day. I like Felicia Day, but I'm going to rip on her again here. So this is the problem I have with the nerd like Geek and Sundry nerd culture. Like we're going to make our own thing. She organized and hosted a Twitch charity live stream in aid of Refugee and Immigrant Center for Education and Legal Services. Good, and Texas nonprofit. Awesome. 12-hour live stream. Raised over $212,000. Why did I hate that? Because it is the same weekend as Summer Games Done Quick, the week-long charity live stream. It's like, how did you not know that raised how many
million dollars?
Yeah, multiple millions of dollars for Doctors Without Borders that week, and you didn't just schedule it the next weekend? Because nobody knew about it. Because these people aren't like tapped in with geek culture. They just are. Yeah. Hey, I'm a nerd too. Like no, fuck. Like hello, fellow nerds. No,
Go
yeah,
home,
well,
gamer
like
girl.
once you get to the level of like celebrity, you're not gonna be tapped into that anymore.
Even if
It's
you
really interesting
have
because there
any
are
sort
some
of-
celebrities that can do that.
if
I
you
think
like
have
Henry
any sort
Cavill,
of
I feel like is a legit nerd.
Seth Rogen can get away with the stuff he does because he just seems like a guy who just is like, yeah, whatever, man. Like,
but
Seth
if you had
Rogen
any
is as surprised that he's where he is as everyone else is.
down to people. And not to say that these people aren't, but like when you go to fucking Comic-Con Madison and these people charge you $50 to take a photo with them. I'm
Oh
kinda
no,
like,
these people don't come to Comic-Con Madison.
I know, but like, it's like, come on. At this point, it's like, ugh, I hate that culture so much, and I'm into nerdy shit too. I mean, I play fucking D&D every week. You know, I'm way into that, but it's just that shit bugs me so much. It feels like Big Bang Theory. Like it's so fake.
Yeah.
All right, that's my rant about Quibi. Quibi sucks. It's a really cool idea and a neat service that has terrible content.
So you can go to quibi.com/BITE for your discount code.
You'll get a 1 week free trial on us.
Here's the other thing about Quibi that I think also sucks is that they emailed me asking for me to do like a fucking survey, about my experience with it, and they would do a phone call interview or something, and I get like $50 or something, and I filled out like the pre-survey, and then I never got selected. And I feel like I didn't get selected because I filled out the pre-survey saying I only watch the scripted content. Because I have a feeling that they put all the money on the other shit. They want to see why people aren't watching that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Or what's wrong with it, because I'm like, yeah, they don't give a fuck about this, like, be scripted. Because, like, that fucking show with the dummy, with that doll, that would have cost nothing to make, because it's Anna Kendrick and this sex doll in, like, maybe 20 locations around, LA. But I like that one because it felt real, and it turned out, as the series went on, it was actually a real story, and this is a real person, and the show that you're watching is the show that this person wrote and created. It's, like, kind of folds in on itself. It's really interesting. It's really good. Like, I thought it was fun.
Speaking of nerdy shit,
right,
we're about an hour and 45 minutes into this podcast, and we have a certain club to check in on.
I have an empty drink. I need to get it. You guys start. I'll join in.
All right. We watched
good thing.
we watched the first 5 episodes of Avatar, and man, those people sure were blue.
So, before we get there, let me go ahead and at least introduce this a little bit more. We talked about this a little bit last week, that we were going to start the Bite Book Club because Avatar: The Last Airbender, the original Nickelodeon animated series, is currently on Netflix. Now, we kind of left it at that, said we're going to go ahead and get in there, get into it and start talking about it. But out of the podcast, I'm like, one episode at a time is kind of boring, especially with this, especially with it being on Netflix.
And I was watching it on Wednesday. I was like, holy shit, these are like 20-minute episodes. We got to do more than that.
Especially with trying to twist Spanky's arm to get him to start, and then he gets drunk and starts watching 90 episodes. But I thought that the best way to go about it is let's break it up into chunks as the official DVD release seasons.
Yeah,
about it.
Breaking up by deaths.
And I'm explaining to our listeners about the chunks and why we kind of split it up the way that we did.
It's so fucking hot. I'm in a tiny room, and my computer puts out like 900 degrees.
Well, that's why you got hot ass written on your fucking your camera.
You need a fan.
X52 hot ass.
I got a fan going down there, and I've got a box fan back there too, but it's not running because it's too loud.
Yeah, flash us your box.
Yeah, same thing here. I don't want to have this on because you guys be hearing this shit.
I can't even hear you.
I can't hear TJ.
Yeah.
I think you're muted. I think your thing broke.
I think it fucked up his like ambient noise like cancellation algorithm.
Oh, you can't even hear him talk now. It really fucked you up. You gotta wait 60 seconds for that to equalize now, or whatever, to capture.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, we can hear you now.
We can hear you again. Basically, it's like it makes it's so loud that it says, all right, that amount of ambient noise is happening, so it has to be louder than that. in order for it to come through. So like
Okay, well, I
we
turned it
couldn't
off.
hear it, but we also couldn't hear you until like sorted itself out.
Okay.
Anyway,
So anyway,
So-
we
Split it up.
we decided that
Five-
we are splitting. Well, for season 1, we are splitting this up like the DVD release. We are doing a disc per discussion.
Even though we're
So-
doing it because it's on Netflix now.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And I
Can we
only know
just
about
can we
DVD
simplify it to 5 episodes?
they're all 20 episodes, aren't they?
per season?
Yeah.
There's
So I mean, if we did it
61
5,
episodes.
then that's
Okay.
that's a month of podcast episodes per season.
Okay.
Of
So
the show.
I was just worried that there
5
was like a
episodes.
season that was randomly like 13 episodes or something.
No, they're all 20. So it would
It's-
take
it's
3 months
21.
of podcast.
Last
Whatever,
season
we
is
can do that
21,
one.
so-
It's 21. But we can do a 6-episode finale or something.
Because
Yeah.
the 6-episode finale is a real episode.
Yeah.
Technically a clip show, but done very well. And then the 4-episode finale.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll break this up into 5-episode chunks. We won't do it via DVD release,
Yeah.
even though my kids have it on DVD release at their house.
Well, whatever. 5 episodes makes the most sense.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Anime is bad.
Yeah, Spanky hates all anime and he would never watch something like this. Except we've already said that he did.
It's funny because in our like podcast like private channel in our Discord server, like whenever you guys told me about it, I was like, man, I fucking hate anime. I don't want to have to watch this fucking anime looking garbage. And then today I got shit faced and turned on Netflix, and like 6 hours later I just go, guys, anime is fucking awesome.
So
I've watched like 20 episodes. It's garbage. It's amazing.
we're talking about the first 5.
Yeah, I know. So that includes the two-parter, at the beginning, Boy in the Iceberg and Avatar Returns. Then the following 3 episodes, which are the Southern Air Temple, Warriors of Kyoshi, and the King of Omashu.
Mhm. I liked the part where he bent the air.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm actually working on a unified theory that puts this and James Cameron's Avatar in the same universe. And right now, all I have is that many animals in both universes have 3 sets of limbs.
So you
Yeah,
guys,
like penguins.
I am suffering for this
Suffering.
show.
Because you
Because
want to
you're
watch
hot.
all of them?
No, because my
Because you hate anime.
my wife
My wife.
my
I
wife
should just get that recorded.
doesn't like this show, and didn't when I made her watch like the first 3 episodes like years ago. And then I said that I want to watch this for the show, and we're kind of trapped together in the house. So I was like, I need you to watch this with me, because I like it a lot, and I think you'll like it a lot. And she is,
And you also said, I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped
So
in here
here's
with me.
something. Now, as someone who...
all anime.
Yeah.
And she watched the first 5 episodes of this, and I said, well, what did you think of that? And she said, it's not my thing. So she's going to continue watching the show through the first season, and then if she's not going to be part of this after season 1, if she still doesn't want to keep watching. And so I'm gonna have
Here's something...
in a different-
As someone who hates anime, I almost turned the show off because in the opening scene, it's actually not very anime. It's very like Nickelodeon because they're like arguing over really stupid shit, and it's like, okay, this is like bad Nickelodeon writing, but whatever. I'm not gonna turn it off at the first scene. Then like they get to Aang, and he's frozen up in ice, and I'm like, okay. Getting straight to cutting out the weird like exposition from like a castle somewhere for the first half hour. I appreciated that. And then they jump immediately into like big ol' explosion happens, and then they cut to the bad guy who just happens to be the bad guy that's in every episode, and also is just in that part of this huge world at that moment in time. So I'm like, okay, whatever. It's a show. Of course, they've got to do some shit like that.
Well, he was searching for the Avatar. That's why he was
the
there.
very first line out of Prince Zuko's mouth is finally. And I was like, I'm going to turn this fucking thing off. Like, as soon as he said, finally, I was like, nope, I'm turning this shit off. This is fucking bad. But of course, I was drunk and couldn't find the remote. So I continued watching.
I think it's really interesting, having seen the entire series through, is how the show definitely changes over time. Because I feel like when it starts off,
Do they age the characters up as they go?
they're like, this is a Nickelodeon show.
Because it's the whole show takes place over the course of like 1 year anyway. Because it's like the Fire Nation has to use the power of the comet to win the war, and it's coming that year. So,
well, that's spoilers. So,
whatever.
Yeah, none of the shit that you just said means anything to me.
regardless of that, he's right. Though there's no time changing in this. Although the sequel series, Legend of Korra, which I like more, I feel, takes place many years after this, but has references to this series.
40, no,
It's like 70 years or some nonsense. It's way later.
well, it says I was looking on like the Wikipedia, and it says that when Aang shows up in Korra before he's dead, because that's how you get a new Airbender, is you die and a new one happens. That he's 140.
Because
No. He does make an appearance in the show, but not with Korra. I believe it's when he's still alive, talking about like his children and grandchildren and whatever.
Well, yes, because as we've described in this, let's get the point of the series. There's 4 elements: air, water, earth, and fire. Each of those is like a nation, a country around it. And one of the main things in the show is that some people are able to bend the elements, and they're called benders. So you have air benders, water.
I'm
benders,
a bending
earth benders,
unit.
fire benders. And so, yeah, they're able to, and these nations each have their own element, and not everyone can bend elements, and everyone can only manipulate one element, basically. But the Avatar is born into one nation, and it rotates, which we find out in, I think, the 4th episode or the 5th episode. No, 4th episode.
Third episode.
Third,
So
yeah,
the
third.
Temple.
Between each one of the nations, each time they die. And the idea is that Avatar can handle all 4 elements, as well as communicate with the spirit worlds and all the past avatars, which he talks about a bit. And you see in that, and this is what I love about the show so much, is the world building in it. And you see in that 3rd episode, when he goes to the Air Temple, you see the hundreds of past lives of avatars that have existed, going back, thousands of years, probably.
Yeah.
And
The Avatar is basically like Captain Planet meets the Dalai Lama.
Yes.
in this
Okay.
case,
Well, I mean, the Dalai Lama thing was very like overt, because they're like, you picked these 4 toys, and like that's literally how they picked the Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's like he's a vegetarian and I think
And a monk.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very
because
heavily
he's
inspired.
but yes, that is very heavily inspired, and the idea is that it switches between each nation, each generation of Avatar, and so not one element is out of balance, the one Avatar can balance all 4 elements and kind of keep peace for the world, because they're basically like a Superman of this world.
Like a captain of the planet.
That's great. That I didn't realize happened so quickly was some of the strong secondary focus on Zuko.
What's really fucked up is that and when season 2 starts, and I'm like, oh, but there was a hidden heart nation this whole time.
Yeah. No, I have another fan theory that all these tribes are descendant from the people that had the rings and Captain America, or not Captain Planet. I also have another fan theory that Captain America and Captain Planet are the same person, but we'll get to that later.
Okay.
But their show is really interesting, and it's basically very much your typical bog standard fantasy fare of, here is a group of adventurers who travel in this magical land and learn lessons,
Yeah.
and just a real good action adventure series.
So
that is just,
this was originally produced for Nickelodeon, right? Because they do like kind of in the voice acting style try to mimic that kind of like anime dubbing a little bit.
they're doing it a lot. I mean, I think the voice actors they have are very good.
Yeah.
It's
But it seems
very
like they're going for like a voice aesthetic that kinda,
I want you guys to know also that I am the same age as the voice actor who did Aang. I believe 4 months older. I looked this up. I'm 4 months older than the voice actor who did Aang. So, so when you hear him talk as a 12-year-old, remember, I was a 12-year-old when that 12-year-old kid was voicing this 12-year-old kid.
Yeah, no, it's not that weird. I was 19 when this show started airing. So
Yeah, I mean, y'all are not even 10 years.
just out of high school. So when this started. So
This was the first, I think, Nickelodeon show in general that had any sort of contiguous story. Because, especially the Nicktoons in the past, the whole idea was everything was.
and
TJ
TJ froze. Everything was episodic.
Everything was.
everything
And then
was.
Nickelodeon's like,
I think-
he's disclosing our secrets
I think
on
you're
stream.
forgetting the deep, continuous lore of Cat Dog.
You know what's weird is that Cat Dog did have like 4 episodes in its run that were like, what are our parents? And then they don't figure it out. And then they did a movie where they still didn't figure it out.
Nice.
Well, they found their adoptive parents.
Yeah, they did, but they never found the real parents.
TJ, those
I
aren't
found
real parents.
Season 4 arc of Rocket Power really hit home.
Ooh, actually,
Dude.
no. Rocket Power is a pretty good example because they do have like kids who move and move away, and like it's
I am
not really
this close to starting to watch Rocket Power again. Just like
What's really
Rocket Power
weird-
and Cat Dog are both on Verve.
Let me tell you something weird about Rocket Power. Nickelodeon likes to do this anyway, as you can tell with Avatar, but they have kids voice the characters. They don't have like adults who can do kid voices. In Rocket Power, because it ran for like 6 seasons or something like that, they went through voice actors like 3 separate times. So like you'll
oh shit,
you'll
your
have,
voice
like,
cracked. You're out.
yeah, no, it's like you'll have a season where Twister's like, hey guys, I'm Twister. And then like next season's like, what's up, yo, I'm Twister, I'm here to do some skateboard. Next season, hi guys, I'm Twister. Like even more high pitched than the original voice actor was. And it's like all like going around like that. Let me tell you something I noticed about Avatar The Last Airbender that maybe just because I'm sensitive to it because I'm asexual, but everyone is fucking horny in this show. They're all teenagers, so that's probably why. But everyone is fucking horny in this show all the time.
Aang
Yeah.
is technically preteen, but we get that.
Especially
he's
that
like
fucking that flying buffalo, man. That thing wants to fuck.
Right,
it
but the
does.
first thing he does, like, he opens his eyes coming out of the ice ball, and he's like, "Whoa, you're pretty. Let's go penguin slide, and I want to fuck you." And like then, like a few episodes later, there's
I
like
do remember that time Aang said, "I want to fuck you."
Then, like several episodes later, there's just like how do I tell Korra that we're gonna have kids someday?
Stop spoiling these 5 episodes. Spanky.
I made that one up.
Okay,
That's
but
because
like
he said
that.
Korra.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's
And then
Oh,
there's
yeah.
there's the one where the brother gets beat up by that tribe of girl warriors, and then he like finds out he's really into that, and he comes his pants while it's happening.
about to say it kind of is. I mean, I'm really into Warriors of Kyoshi as well.
Yeah,
I love your art.
I really can't finish unless if I'm in a headlock and somebody's stomping on my nuts with a
So,
high heeled shoe.
I like being slapped by those fans that they have. That's the only way.
This show, a lot of these episodes of the show were directed by Dave Filoni, who also did like Clone Wars and Rebels. And
Oh, really?
Mandalorian. Yeah.
That makes sense. I get that.
I don't think he wrote any, at least definitely not in the first season, but he directed a ton of the episodes in the first season. And according to Wikipedia, he did not direct any more episodes after the first season because I believe that was when Clone Wars got started.
Mm.
So he was doing that. But this was Dave Filoni pre Star Wars. So that's kind of neat.
Dave Felony.
Yeah. So I guess. Yeah, my wife's still into.
My
I guess
wife.
My wife.
I want to talk about. Do you think my wife's going to be into this show?
My wife.
This
So
winter,
as
Once you
someone who like is probably just like your wife, I don't like anime. I can't get into anime. But I do like cartoons a whole lot. So I think like I'm writing on the fact that I like cartoons.
I don't like cartoons either. I can't get
Yeah,
her to watch it.
See, I watch cartoons. Like I just finished She-Ra, which is absolutely fucking amazing.
Well, she likes The Simpsons.
Yeah, I don't know if like an adult like
the Hill.
sitcom cartoon will translate to watching a cartoon like a Nicktoon. I do want to spoil a thing for She-Ra. So if you're watching She-Ra, listener, and you don't want the spoiled, skip 10 seconds because it's gonna take me like 3 seconds to say it. Here it goes. Fucking Katra and She-Ra do a big smooch lesbian kiss at like the climax in She-Ra, and it's fucking amazing. All right.
That's not the climax.
Could you imagine if something like that happened in Nickelodeon?
It's just like crazy.
I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, you don't want to spoil it.
But anyway, this show's very good. And so is Korra, which I like more. But we'll probably hopefully watch Korra after this or something. Maybe
if Lauren doesn't really like,
I feel like she might like Korra more.
She probably will. But I think if she's going to get
adult.
into it at all, you know by episode 11.
You think so?
Not
I'm trying to
episode
think of
particular.
what happens.
But
So
that's definitely where the story picks up.
It's true too, because like we're right here in episode 5, we're basically in like we've learned the world and the characters and why they exist and what the whole show is, but nothing really has happened.
yeah, I would say the only good episode of the show I think that is in the first 5 is episode 3. Now I did like episode 5. And of course, like I'm watching a sequential show, so I'm not just gonna watch those and keep going. I'm gonna watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But like the 3 is where it's like if you just tell someone, all right, we're watching Avatar. He's an Airbender. He can do all the elements, and we're starting with 3. They would pick up the show.
Yeah.
You watch episode 3 because episode 3 is really interesting in the fact that it's like, okay, here's setting the world and really deep. Getting you into just this is it. His entire people are gone. You know, it's been 100 years, and it really kind of hits him at that point where it's like, okay.
Like that scene where he finds like the skeleton of his friend, and he gets all like he starts flipping out and going Super Saiyan, and then that causes all the statue's eyes to light up, and you find that every tribe has a temple like that because the avatars and rotates against all, and so all of their eyes start lighting up, and you just see these like quick shots of it's like light the beacons in Lord of the Rings. It's just like shit, it's happening.
And the show is really cool because each one of the nations has their own kind of Asian art style and
martial
especially
art.
Arts. I'm talking about like aesthetics wise. I think
really? I hadn't noticed. I guess I haven't been paying close enough attention.
Well, we're earlier, but the Earth Kingdom is very much China and mainland Chinese. The Water Kingdom is very much the Pacific Islander and it's not Inuit. I think that's the incorrect term. But the
indigenous people,
indigenous northern tribes of the U.S. and anyway, I
would think it'd be less Polynesian, more like Indonesian.
They're island people.
One of them Asians.
And the Fire Nation is very much the Japanese because they're Fire Islands.
Yeah, Imperial Japan specifically, I think.
Specifically, yes, because they're very warlike Imperial.
And the Heart Nation is Midwestern.
The Heartland. But the Airbenders are very much like a Nepal, like a
they're Tibetan monks.
Monks.
Yeah.
So it's really cool, and they all kind of have their own. And the other cool part is that they each have their own different martial arts styles.
Yep.
And their bending looks like different martial arts styles, and it's actually really cool to get into. And that's the thing I love about the show and why it holds up, even as a children's cartoon, is that the world building and the consistency between the characters and the show and the just everything is very consistent, and it has a really deep through line and I tried to sell it to my wife as it's kind of very Harry Potter-esque.
My wife.
You have a group of young children kind of trying to change the world, and they kind of learn about their powers throughout the way, and it has a very deep world building like the Harry Potter books do, where you have this deep magical world that you can think about all the, I can think about Ba Sing Se, which I'll get to in the next season, and all the different cool cities and people that they're going to meet. And it's just cool. And to think about, even you see that in the King of Omashu, when you see that first Earth Kingdom city. That's why the Earth Nation's so cool, because they can create these amazing works of architecture with their earth bending,
Mhm.
and that's awesome. And you see some of that later, and you can kind of see how each one of the nations does their own thing. It's just so cool. It's so much depth in the show. That's what I love about it. And then Korra is even cooler because it was like, hey, let's not just say technology doesn't also evolve, because it does. And Korra kind of takes place in like a 1920s era type thing, which is really cool.
Oh,
with like
cool.
Complete with the 1920 style announcer.
Yeah, it's good.
That's
And it's
awesome.
like, but I mean, it takes place years later. Like
Yep.
technology has increased.
So one of my favorite character designs in like all of cartoons is whenever characters have a gap in their teeth. I don't know what draws me to it, but like any character that has like teeth sticking out, like Max and Goofy
Mhm.
from the Goof Troop, or anything like that, I think it's awesome. So like the kid in episode 5,
Boomy.
the Boomy, the young kid Boomy. I was just like, okay, this is probably my favorite character design in the show so far,
Yeah.
because he's like obviously insane,
Yeah.
and he's got like a tooth gap. And I was
Yeah,
like,
and then
"That's
he's got
good."
that like asymmetrical like smile where one side of his mouth is smiling, the other,
I really liked that episode too, because I had forgotten. I was like, there's like a twist on this. I remember, and then when it comes to the end, and you see him again, and he's like fighting in Earthbend, you're like, oh, it's his friend. Like, duh.
Okay, so because I was paying so much attention to the character, like,
Well, the
because
design,
yeah.
when he takes that shit off, and you're just like, oh, he looks a lot like that kid would be if he was older.
But I mean, like, I paid so much attention to it that I like paused the episode so I can get this specific like shot, and then like as soon as I saw the king, and I'm like, one of his eyes has got the twitch thing. This is absolutely Boomy, like no doubt whatsoever, because like I had paused it and looked at this image for such a long time that I already knew it going into it. That it had to be.
I think it's really sweet him being able to like find someone that he knew, after the previous 2 episodes ago at the Southern Air Temple, learning that everyone he ever grew up with is dead.
Yeah.
And then
I'm pretty sure that like that's the only person he knew that's still alive.
I don't remember.
That's what Wikipedia said when I looked up like an image of Boom. So like
you'd have to be over 100. So I don't know exactly what life expectancy is.
Like
there.
he would have to be literally his age at the time he went missing, and also did not die.
In the first episode, I was expecting there to be like a reveal that the other I don't know anybody's fucking names. The girl's grandmother was like his childhood like girlfriend or something. I thought they were gonna go somewhere like that, but no.
Gran is the name.
I really hope we do end up getting to the end of Legend of Korra as well. Because
And then after that, we'll do Clone Wars.
The very ending of that I watched with Adam, and I was just like, did that really just happen? And I was like, yep. That was pretty cool, actually. But I hope we do get to that. And maybe we'll watch it after this. Another show I'd like to maybe watch is Steven Universe, which is on Hulu. I have finished the first season, and I'm about 4 or 5 episodes of the second season. I'm getting way into that show. I think my wife might like that one more.
Man,
they're singing.
My wife.
Really good.
But here's what I hate. I hate people, and I was one of them for like season 3 onward. But like people who are like, I'm gonna get into Steven Universe, and then they just like watch the entire show because like it had the stupidest release schedule known to man. Whenever it was coming out,
just watch it all right now.
Yeah, like it was like you'll get maybe 14 episodes one week, and then a year and a half later you'll get another 28 episodes. Like it's a completely wild release schedule.
And then here's 2.
And when Adam and I watched Legend of Korra, that was the pain that we had. Was, oh god, they put out half the season and there's a cliffhanger, and we have to wait like a year to have it completed. Which luckily, we don't have to do with Avatar. But I could
Legend
see
of Korra, 14 episode first season, 12 episodes second, 13 and 13 for seasons 3 and 4, which almost didn't get made.
Yeah, they almost didn't get made. Nickelodeon, actually, I even think that last season didn't even air on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
It aired on their internet channel.
Yep.
The Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it was. Nickelodeon, and then also they got like fucked up too because I think it aired on like some Spanish Nickelodeon channel. They aired like the entire last season, and so it was all spoilers. I was like, God damn it. Anyway, but yeah, I love Avatar, and I'm happy I'm rewatching it. I hopefully can continue to watch it with my wife in my home.
My wife.
Trapped in this coronavirus, but I may just have to be watching this on my own.
I mean,
next season.
eventually she'll get like a Stockholm situation going on.
The pain that I'm going through for this is that my wife and I,
My
wife.
But you can't just do it every fucking sentence.
my wife and I
My wife.
My wife.
have always had this kind of pact where I will pick a movie and then she gets to pick a movie and we don't get to argue, basically. So it's how I end up watching Disney movies all the time and
Yeah.
like musicals and things that she wants to watch, and I get to watch like Criterion Collection Japanese films and things that I want to watch, or like anime movies. I did all the Ghibli movies this way, and she actually did not like any of them except for Spirited Away. She thought was okay, but her favorite was
Ponyo.
her favorite was my second favorite. Ponyo's not good. Her favorite
Ponyo
was
is great if you just like.
I love Ponyo.
She doesn't like cartoons. Never mind. I say like the people who don't like anime but like cartoons like me will have a great time with Ponyo.
my wife liked the most out of all.
Because
of them.
Ponyo is just like, oh, these kids are friends, and then like Liam Neeson is there.
My favorite Spirited Away, which is the best one, but
I still haven't seen it.
it's the best one. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's in my
don't
top
like it that much. Like
it's unassailably good, and I will not.
So I think Spirited Away. I'm not going to argue. I think Spirited Away and My Neighbor Totoro are both extremely overhyped. I think they're great, and I don't think they're bad at all.
For overhyped a bit, but Totoro is a very young child's movie, but it is also incredible, especially if you have like, I don't know, Totoro's really hits for me. But
Howl's Moving Castle is the worst one. I hate
Howl's
that.
Moving Castle is awesome, but it is the least Ghibli.
So
It's also the least like interesting to watch.
Yes.
So the only Studio Ghibli movie I've seen is that episode of The Simpsons where a comic book guy gets an Asian girlfriend and then her dad doesn't approve, and then Homer and the dad get really fucked up and everything turns into a Studio Ghibli movie. Is it that one?
Yes.
Come on, real guesses here. Come on,
Princess Mononoke.
Okay, TJ.
Well, I'll only mention the only other one I've seen besides Ponyo. So let's go with Secret World of Arietti.
That's not even a real Ghibli. That's not a Miyazaki Ghibli.
Did you say Secret World of Guy Fieri?
I've not seen any of these.
Go to the Discord to see me doing a.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot that existed.
Cosplay 5 years ago.
Spanky, you should know. This is a hint. One of your friends is obsessed with this movie.
Kiki's Delivery Service.
Which up until I saw Spirited Away was my favorite Ghibli movie, and it remains.
It's funny because Ewan says that like our relationship is a lot like I'm Gigi and Ewan's Kiki, because Ewan's always like doing something and then exhausted and then wants to talk about something, and I just make really inappropriate jokes and comments and shit that I shouldn't say.
I also want to thank Ewan for hooking me up with the original DVD version of that.
With that one guy whose name I don't remember. He's dead now.
Blu-ray version is the recut, which actually is worse audio and is missing a bunch of Phil Hartman dialogue they cut out.
Yeah.
Isn't that like a redub too?
It's not a redub. It's just a recut of the original dub. With Phil Hartman lines, because he ad-libbed a bunch of stuff that wasn't in the original script, but is also like good because he's like a comedic genius and it's great for the character. So it was again, I'm going to plug Ewan's video on Kiki's Delivery Service on YouTube. It's awesome. And it's
a good video.
Exactly how I feel
Speaking of Ewan made a video about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and it has like 300,000 views on YouTube right now.
He's awesome, and I love watching his videos. But just to get off that, but Kiki's Delivery Service is your favorite, and I love that because it's very much like a growing up tale. It's got a talking cat, which is fun, but it's also like so beautiful and it's just really cool. It's like it's like the show. I watched that when I was like that age, I think 12 or 13, and I was like, this is like growing up. Like and I imagine like going off to my own city and starting my own business. And I don't know. Kiki's Delivery Service is one of my favorites, and it's only below Spirited Away because I love Spirited Away. Came to me in a time in which I was obsessed with it, so it was great. But yeah, so this is not an anime, but it's very anime-esque. Anime-y, what did you call it? Anime light?
I call it Americanime.
Yeah, it really is American anime.
Yeah.
But it is very good. And what I like about it, and then after we watch this, we have to watch the movie.
Oh yeah,
I've seen
yeah, I
it
forgot
twice.
about that.
So I the only thing I remember of the movie, and I think I might have seen this on G4 or Attack of the Show or something like that, because it was around. I think that was still going at the time. But like, this dude went to the theater and like shaved his whole body to do an Aang cosplay, and like it was a pretty well done Aang cosplay too, because he didn't just have like some blue paint, like he had like someone actually stencil it and do it with like
He got
the kind of
actual
paint that
tattoos of
dry.
arrows on his head.
No, I don't think he did that, but like the whole cosplay, I'm pretty sure that he like got fit specifically so he would look good in the cosplay, and then like he gets out and he's like, I just wish I hadn't done all of this for this movie. And then he was like, and everyone was like, they called him Ong. Why did they do that?
Really?
I know. They mispronounced the character's name. It's like so like how they did so terribly with that movie, and that's why I want to watch it after we watch the series, because you'll be like, how could anyone have seen the series and come up with
So
this?
is it
But I
is it
feel
a
also
continuation or is it like a retelling of the series? Okay.
Particularly the first season.
Yes.
Oh,
I
man.
feel bad though for the kid who played Aang, or I guess Ong in the movie, because I feel like he probably got a lot of shit on the internet, and it's like, he's
Yeah.
a kid actor, leave him. Like, absolutely, whoever that did that fucking movie, is it Shyamalan who did that?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a Shyamalan.
Yeah.
Like, give Shyamalan all the shit you want, because all of his movies are fucking terrible. But like, don't take it on the kid. And I don't have an example of anyone actually doing that.
So
but like, it's the internet. It probably happened.
Yeah, you probably got the full Jake Lloyd treatment.
So
Compressed
Yeah, the movie-
440 minutes of source material to an 82-minute Nickelodeon movie. You can break the hour and a half mark.
Yeah.
it's so god awful. I mean, if you, having watched the first 5 episodes of Avatar, one of the key elements of what makes the show so good is the humor in it. There is zero humor in the movie. Nobody makes a joke. It is so grimdark. It is just like, what the fuck, man? He's a 12-year-old. Half of it's the fact that he can't do his fucking shit because he's too obsessed with riding around on an airball doing sweet kickflips. It's the whole point of the show.
Didn't they fuck up Appa somehow too?
I don't know, man. It's just
man.
so.
I am so disappointed to find that there's not a riff tracks of Avatar The Last Airbender. Just the
But
blue
like
people
even
one.
Prince Zuko, who is such like a fucking hardcore. Like you even said, you wanted to turn it off after you see him. There's comedy with Prince Zuko. Like he's a stuck-up guy, and he'll do dumb shit sometimes and trip or be made fun of, or his uncle will do something that's funny. Like there's
Yeah, Iroh is a really, really good. Like
Mhm.
honestly, I would probably have given up on the show if it weren't for Iroh, just because like the Fire Nation stuff is like, I can't give a fuck about the Fire Nation.
one of my favorite characters in the entire series is General Iroh. He's so funny, but like that's his whole thing, is that like he was paired with Zuko because, you know, or well, the way it's written is because he's so like, I'm a youth and I want to prove myself and all this stuff, and I'm grim, and that's like, let's put this comedic foil with him, and it really lightens it up, but it still maintains the show with such a good line between seriousness and humor. And again, the thing that reminds me of like Harry Potter, where like it could be like, we're having fun eating frog cakes and, you know, doing jelly bean shit, and then all of a sudden there's a fucking guy trying to kill my friend in the bottom of the school. Like it cuts between that so well. It's just well written, you know, and that's why I think it can be enjoyed by children and adults, which is, I'm sure, how TJ
To Jay.
Today,
that way.
today,
TJ's children. Because
are we doing oh hello pronunciations now? Like,
TJ.
what did you think of the show, TJ? Oh hello.
Nobody knows what you're talking about but me, but that's okay. I
You're
like
the only fucking theater nerd.
anyway, we gotta wrap up here because it's probably over 2 hours.
I think TJ's video is frozen, but I'm not sure.
Oh, TJ's just stoic like that. Anyway, he's not gonna talk now too. Well, he can't hear us. Is what's happening.
Honestly, no. The best thing would have been, the best thing ever would have been if like TJ didn't move after Matt said that, just like slowly blinked and then went straight back to the stoic face.
No, TJ obviously couldn't hear us.
TJ.
But we got to wrap up. So I guess for next week we're gonna watch episodes 6 through 10.
Yeah.
Correct? Let's get TJ on this.
I will rewatch 6 through 10 because I will probably have finished the show by next week.
You can probably just go on Wikipedia and look at the like recaps of each episode.
Well, that's what I did for this. Was that I just looked up the 3 on Wikipedia, the 5 on Wikipedia. That
so TJ, we're just saying 6 through 10 for next week of Avatar, and we'll discuss it again. If you want to follow along, let's get the wrap up music going. But if you want to follow along, you can go on our Discord. That is on the website bornintheeighties.net. There's a link, or you can go to yolo420.com/bornintheeighties and get an invite, or just send me a Twitter message on John_Danger, and I'll send you a link. But that's where we are. We hang out there. I want to thank Justin, a longtime listener who joined the Discord, and I had a chat with him. He seems like a pretty cool guy. If we ever do games, we'll have to add everyone on the channel and you can join in. We can do some drawful or something. That'd be a lot of fun.
But I think we talked a little. Well, it was before my time, but we have Justin's exploits on episode 62.
Yeah, episode 62. I think he sent in a letter that we talked about. So, which is many years ago. But yeah, he's cool. I'm glad he's still listening, and it's nice to have loyal listeners. And thanks. That's me. Next person, go.
You can find my streaming shit at hemsworthfeet.world and only at hemsworthfeet.world.
The worst part about that is I try and share that, and then it just auto changes, and most like social medias to just be your page.
Oh no!
No. So the way that I set it up is that the link doesn't change. It still says hemsworthfeet.world, but it'll say, like in the preview link, it'll say twitch.tv.
Yeah.
And now I can change that if you want to have like a fucking photoshopped picture of Chris Hemsworth.
Yes. I want to catfish people that are looking for Hemsworth feet, and they're gonna fucking find my channel.
I mean, I can do it, but I felt like we'd probably just wanted to keep it with the Twitch previews.
Yeah, whatever.
TV/MattHagMusic.
Yeah, I'm gonna stream some Rocksmith, which is a neat game I started playing, and I have refreshed my guitar skills after a long dormant period.
Yeah, but I got my gestating Quibi rant out of the way. I wanted to get done.
Yeah, that was bubbling up for a long time.
It was. I've been wanting to rant about Quibi for a while. So,
guys, I feel like gestating Quibi is a medical condition.
I had a real Quibi I need to get out.
I'm sorry, the Quibi is malignant.
I'm gonna have to have surgery to remove my Quibi.
TJ, where can we find you?
Not at the Dollar General.
I don't think DJ's audio is working.
Oh, that's why you look so pissed off, because you're having technical difficulties. Well, you can find TJ at mayofmay84 on Twitter and at mayofmay everywhere else.
On Twitch.
You can find me, Spanky, on my couch drinking beer, watching cartoons.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye, everyone. Let's raid a random channel and start raid.
Heard of the show called This Country? It's like a British Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, I bookmarked that. I'm gonna watch. It's on Hulu. I'm gonna fucking watch it.
It was a commenter in the middle of the episode said that. So